Coming up next on Hochanda is Craft Price Drop. Let me show you the best and easiest way to get involved. Firstly, Craft Price Drop isn't like a normal show here on Hochanda. It involves a falling price auction, which means the price continues to plummet until the quantity reaches zero and the price locks. Regardless of when you call to register your bid or added that item to your basket, everyone pays the final low price, plus your postage, unless you're a Freedom member. It's an amazing opportunity for Freedom members. Fantastic low prices plus no postage. Now, if you're not a Freedom member, you'll pay $4.95 postage on every item you bid for. But as a Freedom member, you get unlimited standard delivery on every item you purchase from any Hochanda show, including Craft Price Drop. Plus, Freedom members also get selected discounts and offers. So why not join Freedom now? Get all the Craft Price Drop deals here and pay no postage. Freedom costs just $6.97 per month. Just add that number 88888 to your basket and continue bidding. Craft Price Drop, the new, exciting way to shop here on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Jenny Mays from Hobby Art. Hobby Art's a family-run company and we've been designing and manufacturing stamps for over 28 years now. We have an extensive range of clear and rubber stamps and we're proud that they're all manufactured in Britain. Whatever your style, there's always something that will interest you with Hobby Art stamps. Crafting is my passion and I love teaching. I love sharing my ideas with other people. This is why I enjoy being part of the Hochanda family, because I have the time to share my ideas, maybe open a door for somebody and give them the confidence to start stamping. So make sure you join me, Jenny Mays, on Hochanda.
Good morning, hello, hope you're well. Welcome to Monday, start of another week and start of another Craft Price Drop. I'm Dave with you for the next 60 minutes and it's Catherine, and who else is in today? Catherine, Matt, I think, is in as well a bit later. Yep, and Janice as well, so full house today, loads of us in for you. And we've got bargains coming up between now and 7 o'clock. If you've not seen Craft Price Drop before, I'm going to explain to you how it works in just a second. I've got to present a pick coming up as well, which actually my mother owns. She owns these. These are actually, believe it or not, silk scarves. They are silk scarves. There are 6 of them in a set, and they are in Craft Price Drop today. Whenever they are on the show, they fly. Whether you're using them for your hobbies and your crafts, or whether you're actually going to be using them to wear or whatever, it's entirely up to you. They're multicoloured. Colours will vary, but that gives you a rough idea of what you can expect. They're coming up as my presenter pick somewhere in the next 60 minutes. Now, how does Craft Price Drop work? Well, it's dead simple, basically. You'll see the details on the screen: item number, description, and price. That's what you normally see on any Hochanda show. That's what you normally expect to see. But the white box is where it gets really exciting, because that purple price is the price you should be paying. The white box price, though, is where you start to see it go down, and it will plummet, and it will trickle, and it will plummet, and it will trickle. It will keep on going until the stock, which comes up here at some point, just underneath the price, until that gets to zero. When that gets to zero, that locks the white box, it locks the price. You'll hear the announcer say, price, lock, and then everyone pays that final low price. But the most important thing is to get in when the auction is live. Don't put anything in your basket before the auction goes on air, because you'll pay the high price. Put it in when the actual auction goes to air now. So when we've got the details on the screen like we have now for the Just Right stamps, that now is live. You can put these stamps in your basket and check out, and you will then be charged the final low price at the end of the auction. So that's the way it works. There's a phone number which is up on the screen fairly soon, or you can do it, of course, on the website as well, hochanda.com. That's where you can go to, and it's the easiest way to take part in the show, to be honest. honest with you. Even if you're watching us on TV, just have your smartphone or your tablet by your side so you can go online. Hochanda.com, in your basket, check out. Everyone then pays the final low price. OK, let's show you the first item then. We've teased you with the description. Let's show you with the pictures what you're going to be getting in this set. There's actually an incredible 63 stamps in this bundle. So that's working out to just over £1 a stamp, which by anybody's imagination is not expensive. It's great value. But what about the designs and what do they actually say? Oh, here we go. Arrows flash, prices crash. That's what happens. It's our first plummet of the morning on these stamps. Straight down by 30 quid. Just like that. £30 off. Nearly half price, not quite. 60p a stamp it's working out to now. OK, let's continue showing you what you're going to get then. Now, you might think, well, I don't always want that verse in the middle of that frame. Well, it doesn't have to be because it's separate. To turn it round, you can see it's a separate stamp. So you can either choose to have the frame on its own, you can use the text on its own as well, separately. You've got the lovely sunflowers there as well. Hope your day is filled with sunshine, and lots of other verses on there as well. So there's your sunflowers. Plenty of those popping up fairly soon, I'm sure, in the next couple of months. Then we've got these lovely birthday sentiments and thank you and anniversary sentiments. Really lovely flowing font on these. They're not all stuck together. They're all individual polymer stamps. OK. We've then got the next set, which has got good friends, celebrate your day, thanks you're the greatest, congrats you did it. Lovely fonts on there as well. Another plummet. Not just trickling, this is another flashing arrow plummet. So how much more can we take off that price? Under 30 quid, it is better, much better than half price. Below half price for these stamps, and I haven't even shown them all to you yet. So really nice fonts on those. Again, they're all individual polymer stamps, all 8 of them. We've then next to that got your birthday, you're invited, wishing you a special day. You're not getting older, you're just getting better. If only that were true. May your birthday be filled with smiles, laughter, love and lots of cheer. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Down the bottom, they're actually all one long strip, so you can make nice borders out of those. And then finally down the end, this is what I think Just Right are really well known for. They team up quite often with Spellbinders to give you stamps that kind of resemble the Spellbinders dies, and that's what I thought of when I saw this particular set of stamps. I thought, oh, just like the Spellbinders tag dies. You're so thoughtful, you are a blessing, autumn colours, miss you, thank you, thanks. But again, remember the sentiments, or most of them, are completely separate stamps, so you can use the frames on their own. That price is still going down, look. We have taken nearly £40 off the price. That's before this next plummet. We've got a double arrow thing going on here. Falling price, and there's the quantity. We've only got single figures left now. 9. 9 chances for you to get into this auction and pay at the moment £26. £26 for 5 sets of stamps. 63 stamps. 41p a stamp is what this is. And of course, they're going to last you and last you and last you. £26 with 8 chances to get them into your basket. And it's still going down. Remember, if you put them in your basket now, you will not pay £25.86, you'll be paying £25.79, and that price is still going down. Everyone pays the final low price, but you've got to have it in your basket and checked out, otherwise just in your basket isn't enough. You've got to check out. That's what gets you in the auction. When someone checks out, the quantity goes down. Someone's just checked out, that second down to 5. Hochanda.com, the website to go. Hope you're having a nice morning. A good weekend, nice sunshine. I actually had yesterday a roast dinner outside in the garden. First time this year. Went to a little pub just around the corner here. Had a nice pint and a lovely roast dinner out in the beer garden. It was fantastic. 3 left, 25.56. Who's going to get the last couple? Last 2 to go. 25.56. Here we go. Who's going to take and close this auction? There's 1 set left. Everyone's saving £43. Let's go on.
Price lock.
Alison, thank you. You've closed the first auction of Monday. Everyone pays, just to confirm, £25.56 is what you're paying. Now, one thing I've not mentioned, and I forgot, apologies, is the P&P scenario, the P&P situation. If you are a Freedom Club member, which I know thousands of you are right now, whatever you buy, whatever you put into your basket, and whatever you go for in the auction will be delivered to your door without any postage. P&P of £4.95 only applies to those of you that are not Freedom Club members. And it goes without saying, most of you on Craft Price Drop now are Freedom Club members. If you want to join, it's 888, and it's £6.97, OK? £6.97 for Freedom membership, and that means you don't have to worry about P&P as long as you're a Freedom Club member. OK, now what about next? Next item, there's a lot in here. A selection of assorted die-cut borders and toppers. 29 packs. is what you've actually got here. And when we say a pack, there's more than one sheet in a pack. And all these packs are individually cellophane wrapped. I say some of them have got one sheet. I think some of them have got two, but there's a lot in there anyway. You've got your die-cut letters of the alphabet that have all got foiling around the edges. There we are. Look, so you've got two sheets of two sheets in total, uppercase and lowercase. So there's those. You've also then got some things like buttons, ribbons, all in cardstock rather than paper. All of these little butterflies and buttons as well, they all just pop out. There's loads and loads and loads in here. Some of them you get more than one of. Yeah, I think you get like 3 of... Does it say if you get 3 of each? Oh, here comes that price. $18.31. We're taking it to under £10. Does it say how many of each we get? Because there are some repeaters. There's some that have got 3 of each. 29 packs of assorted. OK, it gives you a rough idea. It gives you a pretty good idea of exactly what's included in all of them. There you've got your paper borders, look, paper strips. There you've got your paper flowers or card flowers. We've got some love hearts, again in paper strips. Cut them to whatever size you wish. Everything, I love the fact that most of the sheets, I'm not sure if we've taken some of them out, I think all of them come in cellophane wrappers, so it keeps them protected, it keeps them dust-free and that sort of thing as well. But everything is die-cut, look, everything just quite simply pops out. If I just grab one of these sheets here from the back, oops, got a mind of its own. There we are, look, so all these little buttons, they just quite simply pop out. The little holes in the centre, they just pop out as well. So it's a lovely mixture of die-cut images, die-cut shapes, hearts, buttons, letters of the alphabet, ribbons as well. £9.29, under a £10 note delivered to your door, 29 of these cellophane sheets. And if you went into a craft shop and you saw these on a stand and just took one off, if it had like, I don't know, 99p or 89p on it, you think, oh yeah, okay, I'll get one of those. Well, that would be £29 worth then. Obviously, buying them in a bundle, you're going to get a better price, so we lowered the price to $18.31. Now, though, it is nearly £10 lower than that. $8.81. 9 chances. 9 of these remain in the auction this morning on Craft Price Drop. Make sure you pop it in your basket and check out. That's the only way to get involved in the auction. Unless you want to call the operator, then you run the risk of not getting answered in time. If there's a queue on the phones, which sometimes can happen, if the operator can't get to your call in time, then of course you miss out on the auction. If you do want to call us though, you can do. It's a different number to our normal number at Hochanda, 01733 797 100. We'll get you through to the call centre just above my head. 5 left. £8.25. Bigger discount than we thought, actually. Over £10 off. £8.20. You don't see much going less than a £10 note, do you, these days? But this is under a tenner and delivered for that price for Freedom Club members. 3 left at £8.20. Only 2 left. 2 sets of these to go. Remember, it covers everything. Everyone can benefit from these hearts, buttons, ribbons, all beautifully presented. Letters of the alphabet as well. With 1 left at £8.20. It's gone. Auction closed.
Price locked.
We got the last one, Diana. Congratulations, Diana. That's our second auction in for Monday morning. Everybody pays, just to confirm, £8.20. Right. Now, some Spellbinders for you. Everybody loves Spellbinders, and these are called Shapeabilities from Spellbinders. They will go through all die-cutting machines, size permitting, as all dies will. Now, these should be $33.58, so looking at that, you're looking at about £16.70 odd, £16.79 each, something along those lines, if they were the same price each. We're going to drop that price straight away. Let's get that price straight down. They're decorative, they're beautiful. Here we go. Where's that price going? £16.79. It is half price. That's what they should be each. You're getting them now for £8.40 each, roughly, about half the price they should be. Now, I've only got one board to show you, one of them, but there we are. That's the shape of the die, obviously, and that's the beautiful design that comes out of it. Now, there is snippability there. If you just want to use one of those diamonds rather than the whole thing, you can do. Now, these are going very, very fast. The other die that you've got as well, let's have a little look at the design on this because you can see what that cuts out. We've only got 5 left. That's what this cuts out, look. Beautiful decorative edge to a card. It could be the flap of maybe a straight flap envelope, a straight-sided envelope it could be as well. Beautifully decorative, but the two together at £16.13. Too good to miss out on. Very decorative, very beautiful, top quality dies from Spellbinders. Now, if you want to know the size of this, it is 17.8 centimetres by 2.5. And on this one, you've got 5.7 by 14.6 centimetres. So a lovely good size to these. What machine have you got? Manual, electric, doesn't matter. These will work through all machines. One left at $14.81. That's the final price, I reckon. Oh, no, still going down. Still going down to $14.69. $14.57. OK, it's gone. That's a lot of the price there. Thank you for that one.
Price lock.
Who got the last one? Anne. Congratulations, Anne. You're in. Everyone pays just £14.57. Not seen these before, actually. Are these new? Yeah, they are. They are new. Now, what these are notebooks. Now, nothing unusual about a notebook. Seen those before. But these have got plastic covers front and back in different colours as well. So it could be maybe you're a student. Maybe you need to take notes for your job. Maybe you're off-site and you're going around kind of quoting for things. It could be that you want to have them for school or university. Have them by the side of the phone, maybe at home. There's never a pad when you need one. Now, these all work in the same way. They've all got the same design to them. If I open them up, they're called Good Luck notepads. I suppose it is probably going to be good luck if you get these. The price is going to be great, and of course, I think people who use notepads normally are pretty well organised and pretty on the game and on the ball. So you've got a space at the top there for date and a number sheet as well. They're all on spiral binders, and you've got these plastic white cling fronts, front and back as well. So you've got yellow, you've got different sizes as well. You've got the small, the medium, and you've also got the large books. You're going to get a couple of the small, I think one of the medium, and then you're going to get the rest in the larger size. There's 10 in total. They should be $29.99, and there are plenty of pages in here. Handy to have that spiral binder as well, because it means that you can double the books back on themselves. You're not going to, sometimes when you've got straight-sided books, they tend to kind of close on them, or the leaves go all over the place. This, if you want to kind of double it back, maybe you want to sketch on here, just jot on here, it's entirely up to you. They're all ruled, they're all lined papers. £16.99 is what we've gone down to at the moment. £13 off. £13 better off in your purse or wallet rather than ours. £16.77 now. It's still going down. 10 notebooks. Maybe you've got a large family. Maybe you've got groups that you go to. Quizzes and stuff like that where you need to jot down answers and you've never got the paper or you've never got enough paper at hand. Get these today. I don't know what they'd be normally in a high street stationers or something like that, but a book that sort of size, I would have thought you'd easily pay, what, $2.99 maybe? $2.50, $2.99 for it. But if that's the case, again, do the maths. 3, 6, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. What would you pay for that? Another couple of quid, 26. I reckon, yeah, nearly 30 quid. Nearly 30 quid's worth. That's what we should be charging you. We're nearly at half price now. From $29.99, how low can we go? Here it comes. $12.40. Nearly two-thirds off. Not quite, but nearly two-thirds off the price. So it's working out now to £1.24 each if you split it equally. For a notebook like that, with plastic front and back. So normally there'd be card fronts and backs, which could get kind of easily weathered and worn and stuff like that, could get tatty. Great for schoolwork, great for college, great for anybody that just needs to make notes on the run. And that's a great one to kind of put in your top pocket as well if you want to. OK, can we go any lower than that? Yes, we can. I don't know how much lower. Here we go. From $29.99, it's going to go to £10 flat. And we have 10 sets left. Say hi, by the way, if you're on Facebook this morning. Say hi to each other. Say hi to me. We'll put some names up on the screen. Jill, hello, Jill. Beth, you're there as well. Heather, Sarah, John, some regular names I recognise. All there this morning saying hello to each other on Facebook. All of you on the bottom here are in the auction. Kathy in Blackpool, Deborah in Sale, Mary in Downham Market, Linda in Glasgow. Hello to all of you. You're in for these notebooks. What will you be using them for? Everyone will use them for something different, I'm sure. Two small, one medium, and the rest, 2, 4, 6, 7 large notebooks in green, in pink, and in yellow. All lined papers. I don't know how many papers there are in each one. Does it say? No. There's lots. And they're ruled on both sides as well. So you can use the back of the page as well as the front of the page too. 3 chances to get these. You may not have woken up thinking, I must buy some notebooks today, but you know what? They're really handy to have. 3 left at £9.98. Under £10, over two-thirds off the price. for the mini basket checkout. That's the way to do it. Easiest way, hochanda.com. Or there's the phone number if you wanted to call us, 01733797100. It's gone. Auction closed.
Price lock.
Who got the last one there? Angela. Congratulations, Angela, and thank you. You closed the auction for everybody. Everyone at the moment is paying the final low price of £9.98. I say at the moment. Everyone is paying the final low price of £9.98. Now, without any word of a lie, my mum owns these. She loves multicoloured scarves. Now, these, believe it or not, are silk. They're a set of 6 pure silk scarves in assorted colours. And whether you're using them to wear, which I believe my mum does, or whether you're going to be cutting them, die cutting them, using them as applique, using them maybe in quilting if you wanted to do that as well. You can do and use them in all sorts of ways. What you will notice as well, not all of them, but some of them have got these little metallic flecks printed onto the fabric. So you get almost little glisten and shine from those little metallic flecks that you can see on the silk. Now, they've all been stitched on the edges as well to prevent fraying. But what I love about them, and what my mum loves about them so much, is the complete explosion of colour. So this is going to go and work with absolutely every piece of clothing you own, whether it's a blouse, whether it's a jacket, a coat, whatever it might be. Maybe you're wearing still, at the moment, it's pretty cold this morning, maybe you're still wearing like your winter coats first thing in the morning, and they're dull, they're black or they're dark brown or grey, and you want to introduce a splash of colour to them. Wrap that around your shoulders and it's just like firework night, isn't it? It really is. This one here is particularly lovely too. You've got these rich, opulent reds. Now, remember, this is my presenter pick. We've got quite a few of these available, and colours will vary, but they will be as varied as this. Nearly half price. £30 for 6 was £5 each for absolute pure silk scarves. £16 for 6 of them. So now we're working out around about £3 each, approximately, between £2.50 and £3 each. Beth says they're bright and they're beautiful. Beth, they are absolutely bright and beautiful. Whether you're wearing them, using them in your crafting, in your soft crafts, it's entirely up to you. They are stunning, they really are. They feel lovely, they look beautiful. You've got multi-colours. It's almost like they've been tie-dyed, isn't it? Very much like that. This one's predominantly blues and greens, but you're going to get 6 different scarves. What will you do with yours? They're so floaty, really gorgeous. Remember, if you want these, all you've got to do is put them in your basket and check out. That will then make sure you are in the auction. If they're just in your basket, that's not enough. 6 gifts? Absolutely. To give a silk scarf as a gift, who would have thought it would have only cost a couple of pounds, or £2.50 or thereabouts? That's where we're at the moment. Predominantly you've got blues, wonderful, deep, rich reds there. There's again that kind of gold image that's been imprinted onto the silk. Very beautiful. Are these, I think these are from India, I seem to remember. It doesn't have a label on it, but I'm pretty sure they are from India. Anyway, I might be wrong on that one. But there you've got that lovely green. Again, you've got purple and red and yellow in there. The brightest one has to be this one. This is a real explosion of colour. Look at that. OK, now lots of you are in. Have you bought these already? Have you bought them for yourself before? Now you're thinking, do you know what? My neighbours passed comment on them. They've often said, oh, where'd you get that from? Get them for friends. We've got someone from Finland. Hello, Circa. In from Finland. Didn't know we had viewers in Finland. We've got viewers all over the world with the internet, I suppose. Christine in Ballymoney. Hello, Christine. Hello, Janet. Edna in Pontefract. Hello to Claire in Liverpool. You're all in this auction. Adding these silk scarves to your order. They're going down. We're down to £15 and 2p. I can't remember what my mum paid for hers or what I paid for them. I honestly can't remember. This price may be lower than before, it may be slightly higher than before, I've got no idea. We never know with craft price drop. It all depends on you. When that stock level gets to 0, it locks the price. Now, Kate is my producer, Chris is my director today. Kate, I haven't done the roll call. Chris is director, pushing knobs and buttons and doing all that sort of thing. We've got, I think that's what he does anyway. So it sounds like what he does. Kate is in the ear, and she's doing all the plummets and all the plunges. And Matthew's on the floor, and he's just walked out. He is here, though. He's here in mind, if not in body. So, yeah, 6 of these silk scarves for 8 chances. 8 of you. Oh, he's back in now. Morning, Matt. Morning. $14.99 for 8. No, 6. 8 of you, we've got 6 scarves. 7 left. From perfect occasions, and they will be perfect occasions. Every occasion's perfect for a silk scarf like this. Lovely greens. Yours colours may be slightly different because, of course, these are just so kind of randomly decorated. Wonderful patterns on them. But there's going to be a colour in there for every outfit that you've got in your wardrobe. I'll personally guarantee that. Which is why everybody loves them so much. And they're decorative too. Don't just use them to wear, use them in your crafting, your soft crafting. 4 left at $14.97. We've had a big reaction to these. We always do whenever they're on. They always go quickly. 6 pure silk scarves. Let me show you the size quickly as well. I don't know if I've done this. Yes, I have. I remember doing this, but I don't know the size. Does it give us the size? 85 by 85. It's on the screen, Dave. Thank you. I couldn't see. I covered it with silk. 85 by 85 square, all 6 of them, and it's gone. Last one's gone, $14.97.
Price lock.
There we are. We've locked that price at £14.97. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations to each and every one. What does that work out to each? It is £2.50 each, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, £2.50 each. Bargain. One of many. Okay, now, these are really, really cute. I've not seen these before. Are these new? Oh, they have been on. Okay, they've been on a couple of times. Not on shows I've done, though. Are you in the cat camp or the dog camp? We've got dogs, we've got putty cats, and we've also got some more verses there as well. Now, these should be £37.86. That, remember, is the price that normally you'd be asked to pay on a normal everyday show. Today, though, they are in Craft Price Drop for the 3rd time. You don't have to pay anything near that. Lots of you putting these in your basket already before we've even started to drop the price. That's the trust you have in Hochanda and Craft Price Drop. £10.50, £27.36 off. Wow, what a saving. Now let's get in close and see these. I love the images. You've got one sat up, one sat down. You've also got lots of other... This is all rubber, by the way. It's one rubber sheet, which you can trim. You only have to trim it once. And then, of course, you pop them onto your foam or onto your acrylic blocks and stamp away. Then the other ones here, these ones are polymer. And if I turn them round, these have got little verses on them, which are rather cute. Hope your day is positively great. Cat's motto, no matter what you've done wrong, always try to make it look like the dog did it. Hope your birthday is the cat's meow. Hope you have a doggone good day. Cats rule, dogs drool. And what's on there? Oh yeah, hang in there. Have a tail-waggingly good day. So, verses all to do with dogs and cats, basically. And you've got another set of verses over here, too. This one says, dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole. That's a quote. I was saddened to hear that you lost your furry family member. Dogs leave paw prints in our hearts. Oh, that's really nice, actually, to have like a sympathy sentiment, because often, you know, our cats are like our kids, and our dogs are like our kids, aren't they, really? Part of the family. So it's nice to have a sentiment in there when, sadly, they're no longer there. But they're great, and yeah, you can animate these animals if you wanted to. Why not? You could actually put little brads on their legs, so their legs moved or their arms moved once you'd stamp them out. £8.50 is what we're looking at the moment. Just under £20 off the price. Oh no, just under £30 off. Yeah, wow, just under £30 off. Look at the images. So yeah, stamp them out, put little brads on their legs, they can then move, they can be animated. You've also got all these little verses and words on the rubber stamps as well. Please, please, meow. Congratulations. What's new, pussycat? Have a break, have a kitty cat. Sorry to hear you're feeling pearly, or feline pearly. Cats rock. Great stamps here, mixture of rubber and polymer for £8.32. We're saving you £29 odd off that price, which is pretty amazing. All the shading's been done for you as well on the stamps, so if you're never quite sure how to do fur or anything like that, a lot of the texture's already there. All you've got to do is put a little colour wash over the top and it will look fantastic. Cats and dogs together. £8.22. Maybe you do fundraisers. Maybe you are part of a, I don't know, association to look after dogs or rescue dogs or cats or whatever. These again come into their own. Or you just know someone who's an absolute cat fan or dog fan. £8.18. 11 sets of these stamps left then from Creative Expressions. They're in their baskets. That means you've got them, and checking out means that you've confirmed that your place in the auction is safe. in the basket checkout. That's all you have to do. If you want the operator to do it for you, if you'd rather do that rather than going online, that's absolutely fine. 01733 797 100 will get you through to our call centre upstairs. They'll make sure you're in the auction. But if there's a queue, sorry, sometimes you miss the end of the auction if there is. So we never know how many calls are going to come through. So we have a healthy quantity of operators to hand, but sometimes if they get swamped with a really popular auction, you miss out. That's why the website's always the best option. All of these people are in, look. Jean, Glynis, Karen, you're all in. Karen's in Sheffield. Christine's in Ballymoney again. Hello, Christine, morning. You're all in for these stamps. £8, 6p. 6 chances to get these in your basket in the auction. 5 left. Who's going to get the last 5? £8 flat. So that is now £29 and 86p off the price, isn't it? Nearly £30 off. Anything to do with our furry friends, you're sorted and you're covered here. I do like some of those verses as well. The fact that you've got an in sympathy if you've lost a dog or a cat. Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. And that's another quote there as well. Heard you were having a rough time. Cats leave paw prints on our hearts. Love all those. Only one left now. One left at £8. Who's going to get the last one? £8. Congratulations, one and all. You've saved a fortune, Joanne.
Price locked.
Joanne, you've locked the price for everybody, confirming everybody on their debit or credit card will only see £8 for those stamps, not a penny more or less, apart from P&P, of course. P&P if you're a non-Freedom member, P&P free if you are a Freedom Club member, of course. Now, we are expecting these to be very popular, and we're expecting them to go very, very quickly, because these are metal stamps or metal punches. Letters of the alphabet. You've got your tool into which you screw the letter of the alphabet that's appropriate. You've got every letter that you need. There are 27 pieces in this. Now, Walnut Hollow is the actual manufacturer of this. This is designed to go into all sorts of things, actually. We have done it on air dry clay, but you can do it on metal, any absorbent surface, like craft metal, for example. It could be someone's initial. It could be someone's name. We've got 5 left, that's all. We started with single figures. We've now only got 4 of these. Have you got craft metal? Oh, they're gone. Just like that, they've gone. Last price, £9.22. Everyone came in very, very quickly. We knew they wouldn't last. We wanted those as a star buy.
Price locked.
Couldn't have them as a star buy because basically we only have a few of them. They went very, very fast indeed. That's how quick you've got to be. You couldn't have done that on the phone. See what I mean? It pays to do it online at Craft Price Drop because, of course, you can quite simply put them in your basket and check out instantly in seconds. If you'd have rushed to the phone to get through, even the operator, even if they were, I don't know, an athlete, they wouldn't be able to answer your phone and process your order in time. So congratulations, one and all, everybody that got those wonderful letter punches. Right, now, next. Fabric from the Mill Shop Online. Morning, Joe, if you're watching. Now, I do like this fabric a lot. This to me is seaside fabric. Look at this. That could be seat covers. It could be a seaside beach bag, a holiday bag possibly as well. The light blue and white stripes, really fresh. Now, size-wise, you're looking at 1/2 metre by 54 inches. We've done it again with inches, and why do we do that? I think I have to ask Hayley why. Hayley's in the building. She'll tell us why a bit later. Hayley Smith is here. She's here at 8 and 9 with the one-day special at 9 o'clock, and something extra special before that at 8. I'm not sure what, but she will tell us more soon. Then you've also got to go with the blue and cream stripes. You've also then got your blue, and there's kind of a beautiful taupey colour to the foliage on this as well. Different shades of blue in there. That blue floral works rather nicely. So the idea behind this is if you want to mix these fabrics together, if you want to quilt with them, that would work well. And then another one, I love this colour, I really do. This is so seaside for me. Love it, love it. Look at that. Blue with white dots. It's like it's snowing. $29.99. So each panel should be a tenner each. Oh no, it's craft price drop. What's the damage? Here we go, look, £10 off, just like that, a third off the price, £19.99. And this is, well no, we're not actually calling it heavy weight. It is not the thin cotton that you'd use for maybe shirts or blouses, that sort of thing. It is slightly more dense, so it is great for bags, it's great for seat covers and cushions. I mean, I would look at this and think, I've luckily at home got, it's not a conservatory exactly, it's more like a sunroom with kind of 3 walls that are glass. And cushions like this in that room would be perfect. Outdoor furniture, maybe your cushions have been stored over the winter and they're looking a little bit grubby and you're thinking time to change them. Changing outdoor cushions can cost a fortune. Why not recover them yourself with this? Recover what's already there. You don't necessarily have to take the cover off of what's on there already, just go over the top with this. Sew them a little bit bigger than the original cushion, job done. You can get a lot out of these. We're looking at under 20 quid for 3 panels of Mills Shop online fabric, and we're going to go even lower. Mix your dots with your stripes and your florals. Where's the next plummet going to go to? Half price. 50% off. We're halfway through the show, just over. Half price on this particular auction this morning. £15. Beth is watching. Hello, Beth. She's in Nashville. Hi, Beth. What time is it in Nashville, I wonder? Not quite sure how many hours behind you are with the times. Where's Nashville? I'm trying to work out. Is it 5 hours behind, maybe, Nashville? I'm not sure. We'll see if we can find out. We'll kind of search online, find out what time of the night it is where you are. Because it is night time there, isn't it? Definitely. Watch the Oscars. $14.76 the price for all 3 of these. Did we do well? Olivia, bless her. That's got to be the best acceptance speech I've ever seen. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Janice. Hello, Janice. It's your first visit to Craft Price Drop, I've just been told. Janice is... Do we know where Janice is? Janice, you know how to take part, hopefully. Hochanda.com. Put what you like in your basket when you see it, only when it's live. Oh, it's 1:35 in the morning, so that is 6 hours. Is it? No. 5 hours, I was right. Yeah, 5 hours. Thanks for staying up. It's worth staying up, all these prices. You can, of course, take part in America and Europe and UK. You can actually change our website by going to the menu, change it into dollars and change it into euros, change it back into pounds. It's entirely up to you. You can order, if you're a Freedom member in America, it's $19.99 to become a Freedom member. You don't pay any shipping and handling at all. Everything you buy from us we deliver without shipping and handling charges as long as you're a Freedom member. $19.99 a month, and in Europe it's $14, no it's not, 14 euros and 97 cents if you're in Europe, and £6.97 if you're in the UK for Freedom membership. OK, let's get those arrows flashing again. Let's get that price going even lower. Flashing arrows means falling prices. $10.99, nearly 2 for nothing. Nearly 2/3 off the price. I do like, this is very me. Anyone who knows me knows I love the seaside, I love beaches, I love anything north. I live on the south coast. Beach Hut City. Isn't that fab? Lovely, bright cream and blue stripes. Lovely and bold. Is it going to be for furnishings? Is it going to be for scatter cushions? Have you got a nautical theme in a certain room? I know lots of you like things like ship's wheels and anchors and shells. Very, very fashionable at the moment for lounges and bathrooms and things. This will make a lovely Roman blind, wouldn't it? A couple of those, maybe. And you can always order more than one if you want. Just put 2 in your basket rather than 1, and Joe will make sure that you get twice the quantity. I don't know whether these are going to be continuous strips or not. I'm not sure when he does the half meters whether they'll be... Yeah, he normally does. If you order 2, he normally kind of does, you know, 1 long panel for you. I can't guarantee that'll be the case with this. Might be. £10.43, £10.36 now. And we've got 10 sets of this fabric left. 100% cotton. The Sky Blue collection, I think... I would go as far as to say this is my favourite collection that Joe's done, actually. The pale blues and whites and creams, like that a lot. It is a great price, isn't it? Who said that? Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Have you got them in your basket? What are you going to be making with these fantastic cotton fabrics? £10 and a penny. Don't forget the penny. 6 left. Let's take it down to £10. Make it nice and round and cuddly. OK, 5 left. 5 sets of fabric left then this morning. Jill says she loves them. Nice one. I do too, Jill. Thank you for that. Flowers, dots and stripes. And that's a lot of fabric to play with, to make with. 3 sets left. Dots, flowers and stripes. There's your floral. You wouldn't necessarily have thought floral would have gone with the dots and stripes, but it does. Goes very nicely. £10, is that going to be our final price? 2/3 off, you're paying tenner, you should be paying nearly 30. The last set of fabric's going to go to... Who's going to check out? Julie, you've just checked out. You've closed the auction.
Price lock.
Everyone pays the final price then of exactly a £10 note for 3.5 metres of fabric. Brilliant. Bargains galore this morning. It's coming up to 20 to 8 on Monday morning. Start your day with us every day with Craft Price Drop. We do 2 a day, 1 at 7 a.m. and then 1 at 7 p.m. And it's always varied, it's always different. It's probably the most varied show that we actually do. Matt's doing this evening, so he'll be with you. Matt McNamara, he'll be here between 7 and 8 tonight. Right, now, more dies from Spellbinders. We did some Spellbinders dies earlier on. Now, anybody that has standard matting and layering dies will know how useful they are, because they not only make apertures, they also make wonderful frames, and they can do invertage and pyramage style cards as well. These are going to go very quick. We don't have many of them. Let's get that price down straight away. Instantly you see that you want these. They are scalloped edged floral nesting dies. £16.08. We've not... But wow. That was a plummet, wasn't it? £30 off. That took me by surprise. I was expecting maybe £10 off or something like that. Straight down, because we haven't got masses of quantity, OK? So we don't want you kind of sitting on the fence for too long. We've only got 5. Let me show them to you. They're big. Look at these. You'll need your bigger machine for these to go through, but hopefully if you've got one of the A4 machines, which I know most of you probably have, these are going to be perfect. But whether it's making wonderful floral frames or, as I say, kind of cards that kind of go in, or cards that go up. You know, you can cut out, there's always a negative and a positive. So you've got the inverted, you've got the pyramid style, and you've got the frame capabilities. They've now gone £16.08. Everybody
lock.
pays the lock price. Wow. This is it, you see. We never know where that price is going to go. We never know how low it's going to go. It all depends on you and when you check out. And when that stock gets to 0, that is it. OK, let's remind you then of Freedom. I talked about Freedom a few minutes ago. Freedom Club, it's a monthly club which you can opt in and opt out of as and when you want. You're not committing to like a year's membership or 6 months membership or anything like that. £6.97 is all it costs to become a Freedom member. 888 is your item number. Just treat it like an item. You can put it in your order when you're putting something in your basket in Craft Price Drop. Absolutely fine. So £6.97 for Freedom membership. You get unlimited standard delivery, no P&P in other words, exclusive member discounts, members badge, monthly newsletter. Can I just quickly flash up if you are in Europe or if you're in the USA? We'll get those for you. If you're in Europe, there we are. Like any of these countries, €14.97 for a month's membership means you don't pay any shipping and handling to any of those countries as long as you're a Freedom member. Otherwise, it's $11.99 standard delivery per item. So well worth becoming a Freedom member if you're in any of those countries and you're watching us. And then in America, I mentioned it before, lots of you watch in America. That's a growing audience for us, actually. More and more of you are finding us. $19.99 a month, and that covers all of your shipping and handling. And if you've ever paid for postage for something either to America or from America, you know how expensive it can be. $8.95 per item if you're not a Freedom member, otherwise just $19.99 for the whole month's membership. Here's Janice though to tell you a little bit more about why it's such a good idea to join.
Hello everyone, I've got a minute or two to tell you why you should all be members of Hochanda Freedom. Did you know that with Hochanda Freedom you could be saving on your deliveries every single month? For just a £6.97 monthly fee, you'll benefit from unlimited standard delivery, which means the more you spend with us, the more you save. And do you know the best bit? You can cancel at any time. Becoming a member of Hochanda Freedom, you'll also be able to take advantage of our exclusive Freedom members discounts, where you can save anything up to 20% on an already fantastic Hochanda price. Freedom members will also receive our exclusive members badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings-on behind the scenes. Look at all these benefits for £6.97 per month. Over 12,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
I'm a Freedom member, which means I can shop a lot.
It's the discounts and all the special offers you get.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there.
I'm able to just shop when I'd like.
It's just good to have.
Yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see, you could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 888 888. So, don't forget you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and members newsletter. What are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
Cheers, Janice. Absolutely join and you will never regret being a Freedom member, that's for sure. OK, now we've got at least a couple more items to go. We do have, I'm quite pleased to tell you, we do have quite deep stocks of a couple of the next items that are coming up, including from Creative Expressions. This is actually from Sue Wilson. The pinpoint embossing folders that we've got for you are gorgeous. Now, I always say this whenever I do embossing folders, they are so versatile and they will do such a great job. Let's have a little look, though, firstly, at the pattern you've got here. I love the fact that the pattern of the embossing folder has actually been printed onto the packaging, so you can easily see exactly what pattern you've got. If I just take the embossing folder away, that's the impression that you're going to be getting from this. And do bear in mind you will need the bigger machines for these to work, because these are A4 in size, okay? But you can always put smaller amounts of cardstock in a larger embossing folder. You don't have to always fill it completely. And again, the sort of things you can emboss, there's so much. You can emboss leather, you can emboss like the wood veneer, craft metal you can emboss as well, aluminium like old drinks cans, that sort of thing, you can emboss those too. You can emboss all sorts. You can even emboss things like tissue paper too. So that's the first one. That's the A4. This one is called, this one got a name? Illusion. That's called Illusion. Okay, let's get our first drop in. Our first price drop is coming in from £25.96. Let's get it down. Where are we going? To £16.99. You get Illusion. The next one, designed by Sue Wilson as well, who was, funnily enough, here yesterday with her one-day special. This one is this one I love, actually. This is like a selection of kisses or crosses. There we go, look. Now it's making your eyes go funny, probably, because it's the distance that we are away. But really lovely, unusual background pattern. Let me show you how it embosses, actually, because I've got a sheeted card that's already been embossed by it. If I just tilt that forward, there we go. Very detailed. If you wanted to sand it back, that would look lovely. If you wanted to go over the top, maybe with just an ink pad, so you're just kind of skimming the surface of the embossed pattern, that would look particularly lovely. That would make it pop as well. Many, many ways of using embossing folders. So that is your second one. And if I show you this, this is another demonstration that's been done for us. So that's just, again, going over the top with ink pads, various different colour shaded ink pads, to create that kind of almost like a graffiti effect, but it makes the pattern really stand out. And then the last one just here as well. This one is slightly smaller. This one's, I think, a 5x7. And this one's got a lovely, beautiful, flourishing border to it. Haven't got any finished card blanks here with that impression on, but a really lovely pattern. It's this one here, actually. There it is. That's the one you're going to be getting. So if you've got maybe a menu or you've got a picture or something like that, then this is going to give you either a top and a bottom emboss or a left and right emboss. An invitation would be lovely, wouldn't it? Imagine that done on metallic cardstock or like a pearlescent cardstock. It will look absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so you've got two A4s, you've got a 5x7, all coming up now for this price. £25.96 the starting point. We're now at £12.99. We're looking at half the price it should be. What about that? How many embossing folders have you got? Are embossing folders things that you've not really bothered about very much? Maybe you've always bought dies and you use your machine mainly for that, but you're thinking, do you know what, I could really benefit from having some embossing folders. Great for backgrounds, great to add texture. And depending on what cardstock you're using depends, of course, on how this is going to look. I would really strongly recommend you using pearlescent cardstock for this. Now, we do have a healthy stock of this, I'm pleased to tell you. We've got lots and lots and lots of these available. This could have actually been a star buy. Maybe you want to get 2 or 3 sets as gifts for crafty friends. Take advantage of these low prices. I know people that religiously buy, not every day, but religiously buy maybe 2 or 3 items a week from Craft Price Drop, and they put it in their present drawer for, you know, occasions later in the year. Maybe it's a birthday, maybe it's for Christmas or whatever. Get these prices and take advantage of them. Don't go out on a day to buy gifts and then end up paying full high street prices. Get them when they're reduced and then gift them later. £12.18. You would pay, I reckon, £9.99 for an A4 embossing folder any day of the week in most places. That's what that should be. That's what this should be. That embossing folder, probably £5 or £6 in that sort of region. Yep. And embossing folders, just in case you're not sure what they do, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you've got a raised area and a debossed area, a recessed area. So, in other words, the two just join together, they sandwich together, the raised area goes into the recessed area and creates that deboss. You can ink them as well if you want to, so it's like you're letter pressing with them. £11.91 is where we're at the moment, for just a little bit more than what you'd be paying for one A4 embossing folder anywhere. Designed by the fantastic Sue Wilson, we are having even lower prices now. We're doing another plummet down to around £10. £10 for all 3. For what you should be paying for one embossing folder, you can get 3 of them. 2 A4s and a 5x7. And they'll work through all your manual machines, they'll work through all your electronic machines as well. We've got 12 spaces in the auction, 12 chances to get in and get all 3 for a tenner. No P&P either. I tell you what, if you aren't a Freedom member and you buy this, your £4.95 will be added to the £10. You'll be spending in total £14.95. That's a big lion's share of what you've spent on the embossing folders going in postage. Don't pay it. Just get your Freedom membership, £6.97 for a month. No P&P on anything in any Hochanda show or in any Craft Price Drop show either. 9 left. You can opt out if you know that you're going to be buying things this month or for the next 4 weeks, because your membership starts on the day that you join. So it's the 25th today. Your membership will expire on the 25th of March. If you choose to renew it, which we hope you do, that's fine. If you don't do that, then it's entirely your call. All of these people are in. I did say we got a large quantity available here. We're down now to the last 7 at £9.99, saving you nearly £17 off the price, or £16 off the price. Ashley in Great Yarmouth. Hello, Ashley. Or what's that? Lorraine, Ashley. Sorry, Lorraine. Wanda in Teddington. Christine in Ballymoney's back in again. Hello, Christine. You've got loads in your basket this morning. Penny in Gloucester. Kathleen in South Hochanda. You're all in, and many others as well. £9.99 with only 5 sets left. You'd pay a tenner for that. You'd pay a tenner for that. I reckon you'd pay £6 or £7 for that. £9.99, and they're all 3 yours. Designed by, in case you don't believe me, there she is, Sue Wilson, the lady who was here yesterday with the fantastic triple layer dies. She also designs fantastic embossing folders. I do love both of those, I must admit. Actually, I love all 3 of them. That for invitations, absolutely perfect. We've got 2 sets left now. £9.99 delivered if you're a Freedom member. £9.99 going when the next person checks out, it's gone. Thomas.
Price lock.
Thomas, thank you. You've confirmed everyone now pays £9.99 for all of those stunning embossing folders, all 3 of them. OK, now, what have we got? What do we need as crafters? If you're a card maker, you need card blanks. It's like the most essential part of what you do. Card blanks and envelopes. And these have been on air before. We've been able to get them back for you. Assorted colours, the trifold cards and envelopes. You get 5 designs, 3 packs of each. So 60 cards and envelopes in total. Now this actually looks like a little purse. Morning, Hales. Just chatting away, I know. Hayley's here at 8 o'clock with Catherine. This looks like a little wallet or a purse, doesn't it? You can, if you wanted to, just kind of cut a little groove in there. You can actually pop that through the slit if you wanted to do that as well. You've got square lapels. You've got half circle lapels. You've got them in the lovely blue and this gorgeous mustard colour. That wonderful, that looks almost like a tweedy red, doesn't it? So you can get 60 of these cards. They do come in packs. So if you're not going to be using all 60, which you probably won't be all in one go, there they are, look, they're actually in these cellophane protective covers. There's 4 trifold diamond cards in there with 4 envelopes as well. Now we've dropped that price down to an incredible $9.98 for the whole lot. Look at all of this. Tons and tons and tons for less than £10. This one here, you've got a little triple circle design like this here. So you've actually got the positive and the negative because you can actually use those die-cut circles as toppers on other cards. This one is like half a heart. Isn't that lovely? And they're a good size as well, really good sizes. I think they are, does it tell me what size they are? No, I haven't got a ruler either. I think they're 5 by 7. They look like that to me. Pretty sure they are. But you've got, again, cream, red, blue, and this beautiful gold. It does say there's 3 packs of each design, but you actually get 5 designs in 5 colours. 60 sets in total, and a set being a card and an envelope. We've only got, what, 4 minutes left on the hour. We've got quite a big quantity of these available, but it's how quickly you put them in your basket and check out. That determines when this auction will end and when the show will end as well. £9.34, down from £28.38, so that's nearly a £20 saving off the price of these card blanks and envelopes. Fancy them today? They've been in stock before, we've been able to get them back. Back by popular demand, and the envelopes are good quality as well, they really, really are. So there's your blue, there's your red, there's your beautiful sand or gold, and there, of course, is your cream. £8.94. How low can we go on this Monday morning? We always like to start Mondays in particular with some bargains because it's not our favourite day of the week, isn't it? For not a lot of people, Monday's not a good day. After a nice weekend, it's, back to work. Let's treat ourselves to a bargain on Craft Price Drop before we get the wheels moving. OK, £8.86. Down by £20 now, bar about 50p. Put them in your basket and check out. That's the way to do it. All of these people, if you're thinking about it, all of these people have already thought about it and put them in their baskets. Saxmundham. I've never heard of that before. Saxmundham. Where's that, I wonder? Great place. Evesham. I hope it's a great place. I've never been there, but Ballymoney, Christine's there, Penny in Gloucester. All of you are in. Lots of you are buying more than one thing this morning. And if you've bought, say, 3 or 4 things, like I know some of you have, you would have been spending in the region of £20 postage if you hadn't been Freedom Club members. 10 left now at £8.30. Can't go much lower, surely. We're virtually giving them away. Over £20 off the price with 9 spaces in this auction. Hochanda.com, always the place to go when we're doing Craft Price Drop, because that way you can put them in your basket and check out so easily. What will you be putting on there? What toppers or what embellishments will be using with this card stock? £8.18 with 8 spaces left in the auction. They're great for things like wedding invitations. You can put menus in them, of course, as well if you want to. They don't have to be greetings cards. You know, this is like a little wallet at the end of the day, isn't it? And if you wanted to put some glue along the side there, something like that, then, of course, that will stop the flap from opening. It then becomes a little envelope. You could put a gift voucher in there if you wanted to, or a photograph. It's entirely up to you, not just for card making. 7 left. We're now incredibly busy for this particular auction. It's the last one of the morning. Matt will have the next Craft Price Drop this evening at 7 p.m. What will be in his show? Probably lots of different things to what I've had in mind. So you've got the circles, you've got the triangles, you've got the rectangles, and you've got the circles as well, the half circles, all decorative edges to these particular cards. In really unusual colours as well, cream, red and blue, and also gold. 4 people will be lucky. 4 options, well no, 4 people, £8. You're going to get all of these cards, all 60 cards and envelopes together. £8 is your price. The next 4 of you will be lucky. Who's coming in? Who's going to close the auction? We've literally got a couple of minutes left on the show, that's all. Hayley is here. She's got a special show at 8 o'clock and the one-day special coming up at 9 as well. But I'm back with you with Nikki Hall and Poker Doodles a bit later on at 10, so that's something to look out for. 1 left now at £8, saving you £20.38. If it closes now at £8, that's your saving, £20.38 off. It's gone. Well done, everybody.
Price lock.
Sue, you got the last set. Loads of you putting those in your basket and checking out. You've got bargains. Each and every one of you this morning has got a bargain, or maybe more than one bargain coming your way, because I saw lots of names coming up more than once on our little hall of fame on the bottom of the screen there. So we do this every day, remember, at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. It's called Craft Price Drop. It works in a different way to any other show on Hochanda. Our normal shows begin, of course, in a second live at 8 o'clock. We've got some fabric coming up with Hayley. One day special, of course, is fabric too. That's to do with quilting, coming up at 9 o'clock. So lots to look out for. And remember, every day it pays to be a member of the Freedom Club. If you're not, you can join right now. It's an item number to put in 888 697 is all you're charged in the UK, €15.97 in Europe, and $19.99 in America. And you don't have to worry about shipping and handling wherever you may live. Thanks a lot for your company. I'll see you a bit later then with Nikki at 10 o'clock. So yes, we're in the sewing room. Next, Catherine and Hayley together. Fabric Freedom, it's the one-day special later at 9. And I'll be back with Nikki and Polka Doodles for you at 10 o'clock this morning. See you later on.
Flexi order has arrived at Hochanda. What is Flexi order? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping baskets, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi order, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
Hi, I'm Lisa and I'm part of the Creative Expressions team. I've been crafting for, well, most of my life, to be honest, and my passion is papercraft. I hope you get the chance to tune into some of my shows on Hochanda, where I can share with you some of the creativity and some of the designing that I've been able to bring to you through my designs.
Hochanda are excited to announce that we'll be supporting crafting at Ali Pali this year, and we can't wait to meet you all. Look out for our bright pink stand where you can take part in our famous Hochanda Tombola and meet all of your favourite Hochanda presenters in person. Best of all, you'll also get the chance to watch our shows that will be broadcasting live directly from our very own Hochanda Pavilion within the Great Hall of Alexandra Palace. All of your favourite guest experts will be there, including Sue Wilson, Lisa Horton, Julia Watts from Creative Expressions, Barbara Gray, Paul Church from Clarity Stamp, as well as many more familiar faces. So don't forget to order your 1- or 2-day entrance tickets for crafting at Ali Pali at hochanda.com. All freedom discounts apply. We look forward to seeing you all there.
Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to have your company this morning. We're in the sewing room with Hayley, of course.
Yes.
Wonderful to be here. This is the second one, I believe.
It is. You did the first one.
I did do the first one.
You did the first one, so
yes, so we've got some questions to answer a little bit later on, but let's have a look what we've got on the counter first.
All of
Hayley.
the bundles that I brought today are answering specific questions, which we're going to come to in a minute at the demo area. So the first bundle we've got is sewing machine needles. So there are 20 sewing machine needles here in total. You've got 10 which are mixed sizes, and then you've got another 10 that are just 80s, and we'll come to in a minute why you would use that particular size of needle. And then you've also got some fantastically long pins.
Oh, they are
Look at
long,
those,
aren't they?
the whoppers.
Wonderful.
So really, really handy for all sorts of projects there, because they are that little bit longer and a little bit sturdier.
Yes, and they've got those nice big heads on them as well. Well, saving £3 there, just £13.99 is going to get that whole bundle, 078252.
And then we've got another bundle which is all about how to best mark fabric. So we've got 2 different types of marker here. We've got the heat erasable markers there. You'll get 4 in this pack. There will be kind of various different colours, but you'll get 4 in the pack, but you'll also get 4 of the chalks, and there's different reasons why you would use different markers on different projects. So again, we will come to that in a minute.
OK, something for every job. Stay tuned to see those questions and the answers, of course. £13.99 for that bundle. We're saving £3 again there, £599,895.
So these are kind of bobbin organiser bundles. So you've got the box that holds 25 bobbins within there, and it will fit what's called a 15k size and a 6k size, so it'll fit both sizes of bobbins. Most of the modern machines, they're on a 15k bobbin, and that's what we've added to this bundle. There are 16 additional bobbins there. You can see a couple of other little bits and pieces as well. So this one's actually a spool wrap, so if you've got those larger spools that like the marathon thread ones, this actually wraps around it and stops those threads coming off, because especially for the rayons and the polyesters, they can be a little bit keen to come off the bobbin a bit quicker than you want. So this will stop that from happening.
That's a great idea.
And then these are to go, these bits in that kind of diamond shape, they squish together and go inside the centre of the bobbin, and then on the top you can attach your coordinating spool, so you can keep them together.
Brilliant idea.
So you're going to get a couple of those and 1 spool wrap and oh, no, it's fine. 16 of the bobbins.
Now, I've just thought of a question for bobbins I might ask you later, Hayley, but for now...
It's not on my list, Catherine.
Yes, I've just thought of something.
It's not on the list.
My question might not be on the list.
OK.
I've got one of my own. £13.99 for that bundle, £3 saving, 111870.
OK, so now we've brought you a set of specialist needles. So we've got the doll needles, and these you would use for if you were making soft toys and things, to add either hinges for arms, or if you were making projects that you were looking to kind of countersink the buttons into.
Oh, I
so
see,
kind of using for mattressing type projects.
Yes.
You've got 3 different sizes on there. So you've got a small, a medium and a large. Nice big eyes, because obviously with this kind of work you're putting much stronger thread in. So almost kind of string weight thread, so you can really pull tightly and get those buttons to countersink, like on a sofa, which we'll show you in a minute. You've got some chenille needles. Now chenille needles are always kind of used for hand threading and maybe darning in a sense. They do have chenille needles do have a sharper point. They're like a bodkin.
Yeah.
So these are great for hand stitching, and great for if you're using yarn or wool for hand stitching. It's got great big eyes. And then you've got a set of 4 embroidery needles. These are the same kind that we put with the Stittionary, so again, fantastic for hand stitching and for using with embroidery floss. And you've also got a tiny little latch hook there, which is really, really handy for kind of getting loose threads through.
Wonderful. Another very useful bundle there. And saving £2 on this one. £9.99, 505742.
This is my favourite.
This is your favourite
one. OK, so there's 2 types of tape here. We've got 2 rolls of what we class as pins on a roll. So if you're putting fabrics together that don't do well with pins, or you're trying to put zips in and the fabric kind of puckers around the zip, then these are fantastic alternative to pins.
Lovely.
This stuff in the front is tapestry tape, and you will never find anything stickier in your life. It's amazing. You know when you kind of try and stick fabrics together with either temporarily or permanently with tape, they never stick. This ain't coming off.
Right, OK, so
Good
we're
stuff.
thinking about that one as well. Different tapes there for you, very, very useful again. £9.99, saving £2 again, 903.
And the last one we've got is the fusible webbing bundle. So we've got a 75cm by 50cm piece of the lightweight and the same size of the heavyweight, and we'll show you what the difference is between those in a minute. And then we've also got the sheets with this. Now these are really important and really useful if you do a lot of applique, because one of the things you'll find if you do a lot of applique, if you do it on your ironing board, there is always the fusible webbing stuck to your ironing board. This will stop that, but what it will also do is allow you to create applique pieces, and then if you don't want to use them straight away, you'll be able to leave them on the sheet until you're ready to use them.
Great idea. Also very, very useful. So not just bits of brown paper there, they're extremely useful. Yes, they are. New today. £11.99. 438 122 is the item number for that very useful bundle there. Now, we have got lots more to show you. We've got questions coming up. We're going to take you to the website now so you can have a look. Shop ahead of us. Quickest and easiest way to shop. So much for us to see on there. You can see all the items that are on the counter, plus, of course, lots more besides. Those wonderful tapes are there, of course. You've got the webbing, you've got the fusible what's the word for it? I can't think of the word. Interlining. You've got, of course, your heavyweight calico cotton fabric there as well. Look at the reviews as well. Embroidery hoops as well. Absolutely everything for your sewing. And, of course, I'm just thinking there, embroidery hoops are used a lot by the other crafters as well. Paper crafting, all sorts of things. Stamping on fabric. Lots of uses. Now then. Ooh, now then, the doll needle bundle is technically sold out. Very busy. I'm not surprised. We have got such useful bundles on here. Okay. Everything has got its own use.
I will sneak off in a minute and see if I can fix that for you.
Okay.
You'll have to do some numbers.
For now, sold out. Technically sold out on the sewing bundle. I'm just going to very quickly show you this one. And this is what I mean by these, the rayons and the polyesters who are quite keen to come off the spool before without even helping them. And that's kind of barely been undone, and there's acres of it coming off already. So by wrapping those up, wrapping it back round, because these larger, what they're called cops, don't have that kind of little traditional notch in them. Let's see if I've got a smaller one in here to show you. I don't think I have. This isn't my box of threads, so I haven't got one. But usually you find in the normal size spools, there's a little notch on the top or the bottom that you can kind of clip it into and stop it from unravelling itself. Because it doesn't have that, this is where this becomes really, really handy. So it just wraps round and then stops that, secures it and stops it from coming off any further. So that's what you would use that particular one for. And the other one, because these are multiple sizes and you can squeeze them in, even in a large kind of cop like that, you can squeeze that and it would secure it. And then we'll just borrow this one. That's such a clever idea. Look at that.
Matches with it. Or if you've got it on a smaller one, let me find a, there you go. See, that one's got a much smaller hole in the centre of it. It will still fit with that because it's silicone. There you go.
And that's not going anywhere,
the one that goes with the bobbin box. And it's just so you can kind of keep your kind of coordinating ones together, especially if you're doing kind of things like machine embroidery where you're using several different colours at the same time and you're going to be wanting to keep swapping them in and out. Really handy for just securing your threads while you're swapping them in and out. So, now, one of the questions we had, which was from Emma Brown, was about her machine skipping stitches. And this was one of the most common things I get asked, is about skipping stitches and about tension. So, we're going to go through that now. Now, one of the reasons, tension is usually because your machine isn't threaded properly. If in doubt, I mean, this particular machine, this is the Husqvarna Viking 100Q. This one has kind of little arrows and instructions on it telling you where to go. So if I unthread this, there we go. It's telling me, this is if I'm using twin needles, it's telling me what to do. But it says go around here first. So we do that. And then if we come further down, again, this one's got a little arrow on it. And it's telling me where to go with my thread and what to do. So round there. A lot of the more modern machines you'll find are much better at this. When I was teaching classes, I used to have older machines and I used to put stickers on them. 1, and then an arrow of what you needed to do. 2, arrow of what you needed to do. Because the older ones used to have the tension kind of dial on the front.
Yes.
So they were a little bit, in some ways, easier because you could see if you'd got it between the plates or not. These are a little bit simpler because it kind of does the work for you, but still it's worth, if your machine is skipping stitches, just first task is rethread it.
Okay.
So let's do that. Okay.
Lovely.
So rethreaded, and then do the same for the bobbin at the bottom, because sometimes it can also be that. This particular one, it likes, see there, it's got the instruction on the machine. It's telling me to have the thread turning away from me. So coming out towards this way, turning away from me. So if I pop that in there, and then I've got to go through these 2 notches
to have it in the correct position, and it can often be the bottom bobbin, not the top bobbin, that's causing your problems. So rethread the whole thing before you start. And then the other thing that can cause you problems, let me just get that out of the way, is your needle. And this is why we've put the needle bundle on today, because I'll go through what you would use the different needles for in just a second, but you're getting 2 of the 80s and 2 of the assorted needles. You'll have all of your needles. This is actually my own pack that I've just put a new needle into here with. And what you'll find is, if you've got a blunt needle, that can often be, and it sounds ridiculous that just the fact that the needle isn't sharp can be what's doing it, but it really can be. And also needle positioning, because when you change your needle, there's a little dial. I'm going to just tip this over because I think it might be easier for you guys to see. Can you see that better if I hold it there? Right. So this is the piece that we're looking at here, and this is the bit that you use to put your needle in and take your needle out. Let me just prop this up so I can let go.
Hold that steady for you.
So that little turning point there, it's just a thumb turn, and you'll be able to take your needle out. Now your needle comes with a flat side. On the kind of shaft that you attach it to the machine, there's a flat side and there's a rounded side. Now, when you take your needle out, just keep an eye on which bit goes where, because on this particular machine, I wonder if I can't really get that all the way off, can I? Just to show you. Can I? No, they've been very sensible and secured it. This particular machine, it's flat side to the back of there, but other machines will be slightly different. And you'll see there's a little stopper there as well. You can just see there's a little kind of round stopper. When you put your needles in, you've got to make sure that it is all the way up to there, because if your needle's too low or your needle's too high, then that can again cause you to miss stitches. So if you're missing stitches, first job is to check your tension and then change your needle. They do recommend that you change your needle for every project. I think that's a little bit vague, because it, you know, your project, your project could be a pair of curtains. That's a lot of sewing. Your project could be, you know, a whole patchwork quilt, and that's hundreds of tiny seams in there. So I think it depends on what your project is. I do recommend changing a needle regularly, because it will stop a lot of those problems, and you'll be absolutely amazed. Well, if you have got a blunt needle and you change it, you'll be amazed what a difference it does actually make.
I know when I've done sewing in the past, I can tell when I've got really blunt needles as well, because it will catch the threads, the grain in the fabric.
And you can hear it usually as well. You'll hear pop, 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 pop. And that's a blunt needle. So it's always worth changing a needle. So I'm just going to rethread this one. Also, if you've got a machine with an automatic needle threader like this one, which kind of pops down and pops into that hole, you'll always know if you've got your needle in a correct position, because that should slip straight back in. Because you see, I put that needle back in and it just pops straight exactly back into where, if you're having to squeeze it left and right to get it in, your needle's not in right. Do it again.
And needles can get bent as well, can't they, sometimes?
They can, they can. So what we've got on the needle bundle, let me just reassemble this because we shall sew with it in just a second, is 10 of the size 80 needles. Now the size 80 needle is your one that we'd use for most projects. So all of your cotton projects, all of your general projects, 80 is kind of the standard. 80 is the one you'll use most of the time. And needles aren't expensive. You're getting 20 needles plus the pins in that bundle. So they're working out at, you know, just over 50 pence a needle.
Wow.
So they're not expensive. It is worth changing them on a regular basis. The other set that you're going to get is assorted needles. So you're going to get some 80s in there, but you're also going to get 70s and 90s. 70s you would use with finer fabrics like the silk scarves and the taffetas and things like that. And with that kind of sewing, you 100% want to change your needle before you start, because those fabrics are quite clicky and they're quite prone to clicking. You don't want to use pins in them really, and you want a super sharp needle when you get cracking with those projects.
Great
and
information.
Then the other end of the spectrum, your kind of 90s and your 100s, they're for much heavier weight fabrics, so your denims and things like that. Now you can get specialist needles, like for stretch fabrics. You can get ballpoint needles. Ballpoint needles are designed for more like knit fabric, so they're designed to kind of push the fibres out the way rather than
pierce them and cut them.
I see, like a jersey.
Yeah, like a jersey, perfect for that. Any kind of knitted fabric. And your 90s, they're much heavier stuff. You can get leather needles. They tend to be, rather than circular like these ones, I'll get some of these out, rather than circular like these ones, they tend to be triangular because they're trying to cut through. Because you can see, if I kind of just spin that round, you can see it's a circular needle.
Yeah.
And then leather ones are triangular. And then they've got two different kind of elements. There is a little channel down one side. That's the side that your thread will go down. So if I just kind of tilt that a little bit so you can see, there's kind of a little channel down there. That's the side that your thread will go down. And there's a little kind of divot in the back. If I just turn it, you'll be able to see there's a little kind of notch in the back. That's the piece you want towards the back of the machine.
Yeah.
So you want your where your thread's coming down, that needs to be the front. Now, machines do carry their needles differently. I've got older machines where they have the needle side to side, like that. So you're threading it side to side rather than front to back.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to your machine. Pay attention when you take that needle out to make sure you put it back in the same way, because you'll be surprised what a difference it can make. Wonderful. And again, that positioning is really important, because the way that the machine works is it takes, oh, let's pop that out. I'll turn this by hand and I'll keep my fingers out the way, I promise. It takes the needle down, and if you just watch here, it'll kind of whip the thread round. There, see that green thread now just whipping round here? That's how it picks up that bottom bobbin, and that's what creates the stitch. So if your machine has got your needle out of alignment, then that's what will cause that. It's very, very seldom that it's actually timing that's the problem. It's usually the needle or the actual tension in the threading of the machine. So the needle problems solved. So Emma, that was your question. You need to, first of all, check that you're threading correctly, and if you have to, go back to the manual, because sometimes it can be just as simple as that and you've missed a little notch or a little clip out, and it can make all the difference. Also rethread your bottom as well as your top, because again, sometimes that can make a difference. And it's things like in this particular one, it prefers the thread to come off the spool in a certain direction, and if you do it the other way around, you will find you get bunching and things on the back. So this particular one, it's telling me to come anti-clockwise and then back round. So just pay attention, go back to your manual, have a little check.
Is it worth checking for little bits of fluff as well? Is it lint, we call it, when it picks up the bits of fluff from the fabrics?
Yes, that will actually, 9 times out of 10, it'll more be from your thread than your fabric. I can't shut that, Catherine. I'm going to give that to you.
Thank you. There we go.
There we go. I can't shut that. I'm going to give it to you. Yes, it is always worth kind of, if you do a lot of sewing once a week, or if you're not doing as much sewing, just before you start a project, just give it a little clean out. Some of the newer machines, you can kind of swing this open and just defluff any of the bits inside as well. If not, there's usually a screw which will be behind that little circular plate there. There'll be a screw. This plastic panel will come off, and then you can get in and give it a good clean, because it's always worth giving your machine a good clean, because if you treat it well, it will last a lifetime.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you, Emma, for that question. Hopefully that's helped you out and you'll be sewing again very shortly. Now, make the most of those needles as well. We have got a fantastic bundle of needles there for you, saving £3, £13.99. Details still on the screen, 078252. Of course, it's not just the needles. You're going to get those lovely long pins as well. A very, very useful set. Stock up on the needles while you can and make that saving.
Okay, so now we're going to look at the next bundle, which is fabric marking. And there are lots of different markers on the market. They're heat erasable, water erasable, friction erasable, all sorts of different things. It's personal preference, but there are some things that work better on certain fabrics. So if you've got something fluffy, like a fleece, then you're going to be better off with chalk.
Okay.
Because something like a ballpoint pen like this is not going to work on there. Now, this is one of the heat erasable ones. So I could put all of my lines in there, and especially for embroidery, these ones are really good, because you can add bits, and then if you're not sure, you can take them away again. So I apologise that this is straight onto the table, but I'm going to be quick, see?
Oh,
gone.
It's like magic.
So that's a great option for embroidery, and it's a... You should have seen the face.
I knew it was irresistible, but you're right. Do you know, I'm mesmerised with that, Hayley. I thought it was going to gradually fade.
That's gone.
And it was just, that was it.
But
gone.
these, the ones that we have are actually pretty special ones, because if you put your project in the freezer, obviously put it in a bag or something, don't just put it in with the ice cream, they will come back. You need to leave them in there for about an hour or so, and they will come back. So if you want to kind of modify or change anything, you can bring them back temporarily if you want to. The other option that we've got within that bundle is chalk. Now, chalk is a fantastic option because if you have got a project that you can't then iron, or you can't do anything with, like wash it to get rid of the marks, you can, with chalk, usually just dust it away.
Okay.
So you can, see that's disappearing that end already.
Yeah.
So you've got options.
Lovely.
And these are this is the bundle that we've put together. You're getting 4 of each. So 4 colours in the chalk and 4 colours in the markers. But great options for marking fabric.
Wonderful.
So that was another question.
Wonderful.
That
An
we have
awful lot for your money there. Saving £3, of course. Details on the screen. £13.99. Item number 599895. Those charts can last a long time.
What's the next
as well.
bundle and the thing? I can't see the counter.
Isn't it the bobbins next? Is it?
Bobbins. Oh, we kind of already covered them. I jumped ahead a little bit with those ones. Tape. Oh, I love the tape. Sorry. Ooh, I love the tape. Right, I need stuff. So,
this is your favourite bundle.
It is my favourite bundle. It's bad to be so excited about tape. So, this is... Oh, I should have undone these bits first. So, this is a super skinny little one, and this one is what I would class as pins on a roll, if I can get it started. There we go. Oh, get rid of it. No, don't watch me do that.
Static plastic at the ends.
So if I was wanting to temporarily fix 2 bits of fabric together so I could sew without having the pins bunching it up, then this is what I would use. I'm just going to take that off.
Nice that it's tearable as well.
It is, so it makes it nice and easy. So I can put that there. So if I was doing a zip, then that's going to hold it enough for me to get round and do what I need to do, and then once I've stitched my seam, I can open that back up from the back and remove that.
Okay.
So it's basically pins on a roll.
So you can just pull it away?
Yeah, you can just pull it away. So if I was then finished and I wanted to take that out, I could just pull it away.
Okay.
So I started off, and then I'll just should be able to pull it out. Oh, that's a thread. I'm stuck. It's very sticky.
If you forgot to take any of that out and you put heat on it, would it?
No, it's not. It's not going to damage anything, and it's going to. It will kind of, if you had left it and you didn't do anything with it, it would eventually just disintegrate and wash out.
Yeah. Great.
So it's not the end of the world, but it is a great temporary fixing for 2 pieces that maybe if you put the pins in. I'm looking for the pins. I'm going to go get the pins. Bear with. Running.
Off she goes. You're going to see a lot of this today with Hayley, because she's on at 9 o'clock, of course, with a one-day special as well. Very, very busy for the tape bundle. Now, you are saving £2. We've lost 20% of the stock now. New today, £9.99 is going to get you 2 rolls of that tape that Hayley's just shown us there. And, of course, that tapestry tape as well, which is extremely sticky. I'm sure we're going to see that in a second.
That's the best
098903.
Okay. So I'm just put a couple of the pins in there so you can see the difference, that the pins actually pucker it up and actually kind of make the fabric wobbly. So if it is quite a small seam or quite a close seam, then this will kind of avoid that. And especially if you're using fabrics that would mark when using a pin. So things like PVC coated cotton or leathers or anything that was going to mark when you used a pin, then the pins on a roll are a much better solution to that.
I can see why that's your favourite bundle, actually, Hayley. I've never seen that before.
Oh, this is the best one, though.
Oh,
I love this one so much. I love this one so much. It's so good. Okay, so it is like a cloth tape that you're getting, so it's really strong in the first instance. This one I may need scissors for, though, because this one ain't going to tear.
And not your sewing scissors, because it's very, very sticky.
It is very, very sticky. So this is great if you've got, you've got embroidery work and you want to showcase it.
Oh,
and this is a great way to do it. So I'm going to stick this one onto here.
It's a thick tape as well.
It is. It's a really thick tape. It's worth putting a good bit of pressure on it, but...
Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that good for a temporary fix for your trousers, Jason?
Yes. Hems for trousers, amazing.
Maybe when the kids are going off to school and you notice the hems are down.
You know, there are two different things here. There's one that is a kind of temporary fix, and it is instead of pins. But this one, if you are actually looking to kind of display your work, and maybe you haven't got enough around the edge to be able to sew it to something, then this is a great alternative. And it does have a yank.
Do you know what? That is incredible. That really is incredible.
Have a yank.
That is incredible. Well, look, £2 saving as well on that bundle. I would be multi-buying on those as well. £9.99.
It's amazing. Honestly, the
you could have a lot of fun with that tape. It's been mischievous, I think. Sticking things.
You could sticking people's trouser bottoms together.
I'm giving you ideas for a price drop. I shouldn't be doing that. 098903 is the item number.
That'd be great. Somebody's annoyed you. Just go around and stick all the trouser bottoms together when they, go put the trousers on in the morning.
Oh, we're giving people ideas.
Fantastic idea. Just worth it for comedy value alone.
So fill your basket with those.
You're getting a lot as well. There's the 2 rolls of the pins on a roll. They are 25 metres each, so you're getting 50 metres of those. And then the tapestry tape, that's also 25 metres, so you're getting 75 metres in total.
That's
so lots of tape.
Could you cut that in half as well, down the width of it, if you wanted to make it go further? And you didn't
you could. Oh, yeah. If you didn't need such a wide bit, then you could. I love it so much. Well, because you can never find a really good, strong fabric glue.
Yeah.
And to have it on a tape so it's not messy, even better.
Well, busy on the tape bundle now. Half of the stock has gone. You're all thinking of other ways of working with it, aren't you?
I'm just really excited about sticky tape. Really excited about it.
But those little things mean so much, don't they?
I know.
That's the thing.
Well, to me, yes.
To all of us.
Right, got little scissors. Okay, so is it the last bundle? I don't know where we're up to. I just got too excited. This is the fusible webbing bundle, and these are the sheets that I am so happy that I have found, because what they allow you to do is create your pieces of applique. So we'll do another one with this. So if we just create a couple of petals.
We have got a question in from Pam as well.
Okay.
Ooh, Pam is new to sewing, and she wants to know the difference between wadding and fusible webbing.
We get these questions. The wadding question is a constant question in our lives. I honestly don't mind explaining it, because I think it is important to understand what the differences are.
We've got new people joining us all the time, of course. So any questions are very, very welcome.
Well, look, this is why we made the sewing room, because everybody has questions. So this is what we do. We answer all the questions. So I'm going to do another one of these little kind of tulip shapes. So I've just cut out 3 kind of basic petals.
Okay.
And then this one that I've already done, I'll show you exactly how I've done it. So I'll take the pieces from the outside. Now I tend to prefer to scratch the back to get this off rather than kind of bend it, because if you bend it, you'll see I'm starting to kind of make this side fray a little bit, but just for sake of speed, we're going to do it. So I will put a little piece of, I'll just borrow this little piece of wadding, because otherwise the floor managers will go mad because I'm ironing on their table. So bear with. We'll just pop that down, and we'll pop that on there. Right, so then that will stop.
Is that lovely?
That's the Eco blend one. So I'm just going to stop it, take some of the weight off, stop it falling down. So I'm going to put that onto there.
Okay.
And then, horrified, I'm going to iron straight onto the paper. Now, this paper is a special paper that's been treated so that when you're doing things like applique, it's going to kind of resist the glue, so that you can create your applique designs. Oh, that one's not stuck to the glue properly. There we go. I'll need to let that cool down. If you try and peel that off while it's still warm, it'll just kind of split the glue. Yeah. So I'll undo this one, just let that cool down for a second. And sometimes it doesn't quite stick. Now, the one that I'm using at the minute is the lightweight. Now, that's better for kind of lightweight cottons, quilting cottons, poplins, all of that kind of thing. There is a heavyweight option included in that bundle, and that one's better for things like canvases, wool, anything that's going to take a little bit more heat to get through it and needs a stronger glue.
Okay. Now then, just a little bit of information for you. The needles, limited stock on those. This is also the tape bundle. Very busy for that one as well. We're going to bring the details up for you again. Oh, there it is, that wonderful tape bundle. We've got limited stock on the tape bundle as well. Now the needles, limited stock. They're the sewing needles there with the pins, of course. Saving you that £3, so great time to buy. Limited stock, so don't hesitate in checking out your baskets on those if you don't want to miss them.
Right. So what I've done on here is I've taken those pieces and I've got the glue on the back and I'm ironing them straight onto the paper.
Okay.
Okay, and this is one that I did earlier because I needed the glue just to settle just a little bit, and then I can take them off.
And that comes off
and then
so easily.
applique them straight onto my project. So I can construct them here. So I can play with them, I can move them about. So if I decided that that wasn't quite right and I did want to move them about a little bit, I can apply a little bit of heat. And then I should be able to just get that top one off.
Oh, wow.
And then I can move it along. And
do you know that is
reattach it.
That just, do you know, if anybody looks at that and thinks, bit of paper, what's that
no,
for?
it's special paper.
So useful.
What you can also do is you can then take these and attach them and, you know, put them in a file.
Yeah.
So if you've got pieces that you want to put on the, you say you've got scraps left over and you're not really in the mood to do a big project, but you think I quite fancy making some little applique bits up, so when I have got a project, I'm ready to go. And then you can just peel them straight off and add them straight to your project. And then that sheet is reusable, you know, half a dozen, more than that, times over.
Perfect. Really, really useful. Now
I've been super useful today. Don't get used to it.
Now, very useful today. Information as well. The tape. Do you remember we sold out of the tape? Very, very busy for that. We've managed to get a little bit on extended delivery, so you can purchase this again. Now, the date for shipping is the 28th of February, so it's not far away, is it? It's only a few days. Great bundle there, of course. Well worth waiting for.
Okay, I'm just checking that I've got everybody's questions in. Okay, so we'll do wadding.
Okay.
Because I know we've had a question about that. And then we did have a question about bobbin fill. Now, I think it is on the end of the show as a perfect partner. Now, bobbin fill is a thread that is thinner than your normal thread. Okay. And it means you can get 1.5 times, almost twice as much on your bottom bobbin. Now, if you're doing things that do require the same thread top and bottom, it's no good. But if you're doing things like free motion embroidery, and you can work with a different colour on the bottom, then it's fantastic, because it usually just comes in white. You can get it in different colours. Ours, I think that we've got here is mostly in white. Okay. But yeah, makes it go loads further.
Wonderful. I've got a bobbin question, but I'm going to save it till the end.
Go on then.
Because we haven't got time. Oh, do you want me to do it now?
Yeah, no, do it.
Right. This is generally from me. Some of the bobbins you get, the top and the bottom, the circles.
Okay.
They're dead straight.
Shall I go and get some?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Right, bear with.
Right, bear with me. It's a genuine question. You can see the details on the screen there for the tape bundle again. 28th of February is the dispatch date for the extended delivery stock. Here she comes. Here she comes.
Right. Do you know what? I've got those ones. There's a different one in here.
Hopefully you've got what I'm going to talk to you about.
There's another one. And, threads. There's another type in here.
Now, I can see you've got 2 different heights there.
Right. Because the little metal one that's flatter, that's a 66K. That's what's classed as a 66K bobbin. So that's slightly different. And there are certain machines, it's usually older machines, that will take that bobbin. And there's a, it might be, there's one particular make that uses that type of bobbin. I can't remember which it is off the top of my head, but there is one particular make that uses that type of bobbin over the one that you've got, which is a 15K.
Okay.
So 15K is most modern plastic bobbined machines. I apologise for that. I've got my computer here because I couldn't print off the questions. And now it's just pinging for emails all the time.
Now, some of the bobbins I've got, whereas the top bit there is more or less flat,
like that one,
curvy. They're kind of
curved down. It will just be kind of, no, not really.
Right.
They'll just be kind of individual ones for particular machines. Sometimes you find a certain machine will not like a certain type of bobbin.
That's what I thought. I thought mine didn't like the curvy ones.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I mean, there's kind of loads of different ways to have them. See, this one's got a little kind of ring around the top. This one's dead flat on the top. Ideally, you use the bobbins that came with your machine. These are great as kind of supplementary ones. You can see, you know, it's the same height, it's the same size. That should be absolutely fine. But you will find occasionally some machines are a little bit picky, and if they don't like them, then that's fine.
I think I've got a picky machine then. They like
just
the flat
some,
ones like
some
that.
are, some aren't.
That bundle's a great bundle for me then, because sometimes I found it hard to get those really flat ones, and can just find the curvy ones.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I need the bundles. The bundle of bobbins, don't I?
Right, could you pass me the wadding, and we'll do the wadding.
Do you want the whole lot or just one piece at a time?
We'll have the lot. Why not?
Okay. There we go. Oh wow.
So we've got 3 different kinds here, and I've got a 4th which I was using to iron on the floor. And I have 2 or 3 questions about wadding and batting, because we have these questions all the time. So this is our super soft batting. Ah, that's wadding. Right, you want wadding first. Okay, that's this one.
Are you all right, Hayley?
Yeah, I'm fine. So wadding is the one that's a higher loft. Generally, wadding is lighter and much more kind of spongy. It's got quite a lot of fibres, but they're quite spaced far apart. So it's a lightweight, and it traps a lot of air, so it's nice and warm. Yeah. And you would use this more for projects that you weren't going to do a heavy amount of quilting on.
Okay.
So say if you were just going to kind of stitch in the ditch, so up and down the lines, this would be fine, but it is harder work because that travel is much higher, and you're more likely to get bits that you know, we get little puckers and things because the loft's a little bit higher. I did have a sample. Matt, I've got a quilt under that counter, please, can I have it?
Oh, Matt was just sweeping up.
I know, he was doing a lovely job. He was sweeping up, doing a grand job. And thank you. There's cameras in the way, I'm sorry. Right, so this is a quilt that's been made with wadding. And you can see the travel that you get between where we've stitched the kind of free motion around the edge of here. It's quite a deep travel, so you can kind of see that there. That's the effect that you'll get from a wadding. So with this, I would maybe just kind of stitch in the ditches. Stitch in the ditch means stitch along the seams that you already have.
Okay.
So that's maybe what I would use a wadding for. Okay. If I was going to do something more intense, let's get rid of that one. Then the super soft, the batting, is maybe the way to go. So this is super soft, and it does feel like it feels as good as the cottons that I've felt, and this is why we sell so much of this.
It is really genuine.
Because it's a fantastic price. The one that's on the screen there is the one with a scrim. Now, what a scrim is it's a little polyester coating, top and bottom, which is a little bit shiny, but that helps to keep everything in place. So if you're doing quite a lot of machine embroidery, then the one on the screen, the scrim, is what you'll need. If you're just doing a kind of standard project and you want a little bit of wadding in there, the super soft is the one to go for. The one with the scrim is you get 1 metre by 1.5 metres. The super soft, you get 1.5 metres square. So you get a huge piece.
Oh, wonderful. Great price as well if you're getting that much.
It is, and it's that great price because it's polyester.
Yeah.
If it was cotton, it would be 2 or 3 times as much because just cotton is more expensive. But we have found this, and it's so good that we didn't feel that we needed to bring a cotton one, because the other thing is a lot of battings and things can be wool. You can get a wool-based one, and there are a lot of people with allergies and things, and maybe that doesn't suit them. So we found this as the kind of best all-rounder. So if all-round projects, super soft, that's where you want to be. Oh, sticky
Hopefully
tape.
Pam's still watching as well.
Stuck to the tape. This is the super stiff. So this is the one that you would use. It's got a lot more rigidity to it. You can see it stands up kind of on its own, boing, boing. And this one is the one you'd use if you're making bags, because this one's got a lot more rigidity to it, and it's going to give you form to your projects. So super stiff, that's the one you need for bags and things. Super soft is your everyday projects. Super soft with the scrim is for machine embroidery and that kind of thing, where you're going to be putting a lot more dense stitching into it. And the wadding, that one's got more travel, more loft, going to give you a fluffier effect.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got those, and then we've got the Eco Soft batting. So this one is a mixture. I think is it bamboo? I want to say it's bamboo.
You can see the textures in there, can't you?
Cotton. Is it cotton and polyester, or is it bamboo? Oh, thanks, person in my ear. It's 70% cotton and 30% polyester. Now, the cotton makes up the main body of it, and you can feel that in it. But the polyester, if you have a little look on the back, you can kind of see a little kind of dotty kind of fabric within there. I don't know if you can quite see there, but there is a little dotty fabric within there, and that's a scrim. So again, this one is quite good if you're looking to do quite a lot of machine embroidery on the top of it.
Lovely.
This is an extra wide as well. So if I give you that, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going.
Oh, it is wide. Oh, it is wide, I can see. That is it about 108, that?
Yeah, it's about 2.4 metres wide.
Metres,
so if you've got large quilts, if you're doing, say, a double bed or something, then this is the one to go for. We do it in half-metre sections so you can get as much or as little as you need. But it is a fantastic one and a really lovely feel to it.
It is,
it's got that cotton
lovely.
polyester.
It's really, really soft. Well, there are details on the screen for that one as well. £9.99 for that half-metre, 2.5, well, almost 2.5 metres wide, 2.4 metres wide.
Okay.
That's hopefully answered a lot of questions for a lot of people.
We've had a lot of questions. What now, though?
What now?
Have I answered all the questions?
I don't know. Has your laptop gone off? We've had another question come in actually by email from Sue. Let's see what Sue says. What interfacing do you recommend for stabilising fabric?
Okay, well, this will depend on the project that you're going to do. If you are going to do a project that is embroidery, either machine embroidery or hand embroidery, I probably recommend like a tear-away paper style stabiliser that you can either cut or tear away the remainder, and that will stabilise the stitches, because often you're looking to stabilise the stitches, not the fabric, if it's embroidery. If it's dressmaking, then you're often looking to stabilise the fabric itself and make it stiffer or create shape with it. So there's a number of different things you can use. Tearaway stabiliser, I would say, for embroidery. You can use a water-soluble stabiliser, but obviously that's going to, again, disappear once you've completed your project.
Okay.
So that may be, I don't know what project you're exactly doing, but we'll go through them all. There is a fusible interfacing. Now, interfacing is what you'll see in jackets and things like that. That's the kind of things that you'd find in the collar, where you can see everything's made of the same fabric, like in shirts, but the collar is stiffer. That's an interfacing. And you can get fusible ones, which you can usually just iron on and then cut out your piece of fabric, the shape that you're going to need it. And that will help to create the kind of stiffness in those areas. So I think it does depend on which project you're using, but if it's embroidery, either a tearaway or a soluble. Sometimes, say if it's like a denim jacket and the fabric is heavier in the first instance, that's when especially you're going to need something that is a tearaway or a non-permanent one. If you're going to do something where you need that stability to stay, then the iron-on ones that would stay fixed once it was finished, they'd be better.
Lovely. So hopefully that's answered your question, Sue. Now we do have another question in, Hayley. Oh, now. This is a good question, Hayley. If you're using invisible thread, do you use it on the top or the bottom or both?
Again, depends on your project. If you're using invisible thread and it's going to be on something that's going to be backed or lined, then you can just use it on the top and use a normal thread underneath. What you always risk with that, though, let me just grab the machine, because this has got two different threads in. Oh, have you got my bobbin? Oh, no. Oh, it's here. It's all right.
I didn't pinch it, honest.
Right, I've got another one here. I've got a silver. I've got silver on the bottom, and we've got green on the top. So imagine the silver one for the minute is the invisible, and I'll show you the difference that will happen if you're using invisible. If you want it to not show at all, I would say you've got to have it both top and bottom.
Okay.
Now, invisible thread can sometimes be a little bit sticky because it's a plastic filament, really. So you need to just make sure that your machine is nice and clean before you start using that, so it doesn't get too fluffed up. I stuck these together. I forgot about that.
Is there a particular tension as well with an invisible
That's
thread?
exactly what I'm going to come to now, is that the important thing with using invisible thread, if you are using it just on the top or just on the bottom, is that you need to get your tension right. So if I just sew a little bit there, what you should see is on the top you should just see green, and then on the bottom you should just see silver. Now if it's invisible, I mean, I'll pull this out because it's going to be easier to see. Right. Okay, so that is kind of, at the minute, perfect for this type of fabric and the tension on this machine. I've only got green on the top, and I've mostly got silver. You can maybe see a tiny, tiny bit of green popping through, but mostly just silver on the back. Now, if you've got invisible thread, tension is something you're going to have to play with, because it does vary, because it is like a monofilament fibre rather than a woven thread. So if I knock this right the way down, because I've got two different colours here, hopefully you should see it. So this is the tension right the way down to 0, its lowest setting. Oh, there you go. And you should start to see, because the top thread is really loose now, it's pulling more of the green through to the back. You see there's just bigger bits of green coming through, and then again you'll have nothing showing through on the top. If I take it right the other way, it's easier to see the zigzag. I might do zigzag in a minute. And let's have a look at this one. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to see in a zigzag, but on this one you can now see little bits of the grey popping through onto that front. And with that top tension really tight, what you should be able to do is I should be able to almost just pull that straight out, because the top tension, you can see it's just pulling those little bits of grey through to the front, and on the back you're seeing almost no green at all. If I show you it in a zigzag, it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit easier to see because I've got two different colour stitches. So let me just whack this up. There, okay.
Is invisible thread a thread that breaks quite easily?
It can do. Again, it's because it's a kind of monofilament thing, and it isn't woven. It sometimes is very, very strong, and sometimes it can be very, very weak. It just depends on the brand that you're getting. So I would say it's a bit of a judgment call on that one. So this one, I've got the tension right the way up, and what you can see it's doing is it's pulling the grey through to the front. So you can see I've got little grey bits poking through there, and it's also pulling the fabric.
Yeah, you can see.
It's pulling the fabric together because the tension on the top is so tight.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about invisible thread, is you need to kind of play with the fabric and always test it on a scrap.
Yeah.
So I would say you're better off with it top and bottom if you want it to be truly invisible. Because you're always going to see, you can see on these ones here, you're always going to see that like little kind of puckers of the darker thread showing just a tiny bit, and especially if it's the tension is well the other way. There you go. Because if the tension is really, really loose on the top, you're going to get a lot of that travelling through to the back. There you go. So you can see that's pulled a lot of that green thread from the top through to the back. So if you want it to be truly invisible, you are either going to have to put it both top and bottom, or you're going to have to kind of adjust your tension so you make sure it's pulling enough through to the back that you can't see it if it doesn't matter about the back being visible. So you've got options with invisible thread.
Well, hopefully that's answered that question there as well for you. Now, are you a member of the Freedom Club? If you're not, we're just going to give you a little reminder about what it's all about with Dave.
Hello everyone, I've got a minute or two to tell you why you should all be members of Hochanda Freedom. Did you know that with Hochanda Freedom you could be saving on your deliveries every single month? For just £6.97 monthly fee, you'll benefit from unlimited standard delivery, which means the more you spend with us, the more you save. And do you know the best bit? You can cancel at any time. Becoming a member of Hochanda Freedom, you'll also be able to take advantage of our exclusive Freedom member discounts, where you can save anything up to 20% on an already fantastic Hochanda price. Freedom members will also receive our exclusive members badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings-on behind the scenes. Look at all these benefits for just £6.97 per month. Over 12,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
I'm a Freedom member, which means I can shop a lot.
It's the discounts and all the special offers you get.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there.
I'm able to just shop when I'd like.
It's just good to have. Yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see, you could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 88888. So don't forget, you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and a members newsletter. So what are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
We've got some supersonic sewing going on at the side of me here. Do you know what? I'm really enjoying this show because I've learnt a lot today. So if you've got any more questions, do let us know. If we don't get to them today, we will get to them in the future as well. So don't hesitate in asking anything. However, you think there's no silly questions. We know that. We've said that so many times.
Never silly question. Okay.
Never.
So now we're looking at a lapped zip, because this is one I didn't get to the last time. So yes, they're contrasting fabrics, but that is not the end of the world. So to make a lapped zip, because what you would normally have is you'd put your zip and you'd line it up with the centre there.
Okay.
A lapped zip is what you find on your jeans. So you would find that the zip is kind of inset a little bit into the seam itself. So in order to do that, we need to create the lap. And creating the lap just means that, I'm going to exaggerate this because this is dressmaking seam there. That's a 5/8 inch seam. It's quite a large one. So what we want to do is, instead of positioning the zip so it's in the centre, I know I've not got long here, but I'm going to do the best I can. But instead of positioning the zip so it lines up exactly with the centre, we're going to set it off centre a little bit. This one that I've sewn here would be effectively the centre of the thing. So we're going to offset it a little bit, and then we're going to sew the zip in. So that would be our line. So when I open that up with a seam ripper, which is, I think, in this box. Nope, it's over there. Ooh, what's that? Did that do? I don't even know what it is. I can't get it open. You got one?
No,
it's
no,
a pen.
it's a pen.
This is because I haven't got. I've got one here. There you go. I haven't got my stuff. I haven't got my sewing machine. I've lent my sewing machine to somebody else. So I'm kind of trying to work with whatever's here. So if I then just open this up, because what you would normally do is you would stitch this piece in the centre, and the piece in the centre you'd stitch with quite a wide stitch, because you're going to want to open it back up. So let me just fold that back. And you want to create, this is where the tape is so useful.
That.
So
I'm going to use the tape. I thought maybe you were avoiding it for a reason then.
No. Once I've kind of positioned where I want my zip to be, and that would be on this, I'm just going to put a little crease there. So this little crease here is actually where I want my zip to stay. So I would mark that out, and then when I put my zip in place, I would put it in place with tape. Wonderful. Because the tape is going to hold it without the puckering that the pins cause. Because once you put the pins in, as you know, as nice as they are, they do cause movement in the fabric. Whereas if I was to stick that down with the tape.
Now this is going to please Trudy. Good morning, Trudy. You've bought the tape today for putting zips. Zip project, well, Trudy. So this is
it's brilliant for putting in zips. It's absolutely brilliant for putting in zips. So I would actually stitch the first half of my zip to here.
Oh, I see.
And then the other half of my zip I would put there. So when I open that seam up, if I just open it up in the centre a little bit. Oh, I stitched this with tiny stitches. That was a mistake. There we go.
Is there a size that you prefer to use? No, for
I would
loose
the
stitch.
Biggest stitch you can get. Right, if you're and then when you open that up, because your zip is stitched to this point here, where you can just see the edge of that tape. Obviously, the tape would be there to hold it in place while you attach it, and then you'd remove it. Because your zip starts at that point there, that's what creates the lapped zip. Because this piece that I've got, the green piece that goes over the top, is larger
and it laps over the top. So to add a lapped zip, all you need to do is, rather than attaching it in the middle like that, you need to fold it over, and usually 1/8 of an inch is enough.
Yeah.
You can have it a bit more, you can have it that's about 1/4 of an inch, that one. But the width of the tape is a really good guideline for that, so you could line that up really nicely, and that was what would create the lapped zip. So that would be over the top. It's like the kind that you find on jeans, where the top comes over so you can't see the zip. So that, I hope, answers that question. We didn't have enough bits and pieces with us to do it properly, but we'll do it on a little VT.
Nice to see the tape being used there, though, Hayley, because I can see.
Well, that's just the guide for where you would attach your zip to that tape to keep it in place while you sew this piece here. And then once you've sewn one side, you can stop and sew the other side directly onto there. So a lapped zip generally has one piece of visible stitching. So your visible stitching would be on this side, and then one piece of invisible stitching, which would actually be on the seam allowance of the lap of the inside. So you'd be able to see one side. It's like exactly like on jeans. You'd be able to see one side, but then you wouldn't. This is a weird shot. Oh, we'll just leave that. Should have bought a spare pair of jeans with me, shouldn't I? Moving on. So if you learn anything from today, is change your needles, because that will probably be tension and blunt needles will be 99% of your problems on a machine, and you know they're not expensive, so it is definitely worth changing your needle quite often, especially if you're using kind of quite heavy fabrics as well.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I've learnt a lot. I'm sure everyone watching has as well. Do get those questions in, of course, for future shows as well. You know, email us, send them to Facebook, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll see you shortly. Hayley's got to dash now across the other side of the studio because she's on it now with the one-day special, of course. Yes, Hayley's just dashing across the studio. It's the Fabric Freedom one-day special coming up next. Then it's Polka Doodles. Pink Pig Journaling is here later with Joe and myself.
Welcome to Club G45 from Graphic 45, the monthly tutorial kit that contains almost everything you need to create some of the most beautiful projects through a step-by-step video viewable online. This month, live the life you imagined with the Princess Jewellery Box and the Princess Heart Charm Card. You get everything you need to create these from scratch, including access to this month's step-by-step video tutorial and accompanying project sheets. Simply order yours by purchasing item number 552626 for £44.99 plus your postage and packaging from Hochanda.com, or give us a call on 01733 60 2000 for instant access to this month's Club G45 from Graphic 45.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
Hello, I'm Hayley, and you might have seen me presenting here at Hochanda. Well, I've always been an avid crafter behind the scenes and have been given the opportunity to share some of my favourite products with you in a monthly show called Handmade by Hayley. So I hope you'll join me, let me inspire you, and maybe you will discover a new craft in the process.
A very good morning to you. If only you could be privy to the conversation we were having just then about sausages. Good morning, anyway. Hope you've had a nice breakfast. This is your one day special with the lovely Hayley Smith.
Hiya.
How are you?
All right.
Good.
I've been over there.
I know.
Now I'm over here.
I know. Well, that's because we love you, and we love fabrics, and we love to make, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We
now,
have
this one day special is a fabulous opportunity to get some gorgeous fabrics. So you've got some new projects to work on heading into the spring and the summer. Now you do have a choice. We will run through all the choices.
Got a lot
for
of choices.
you.
17 choices.
Yes, but you are saving £27. It's a fabulous price. £24.99 today. Remember, as you're popping things into your basket, and I'm sure you will, and we've got lots of things to show you. We've got some great books as well. If your basket comes to £60 or more, you can open up a flexi order. Bear that in mind before you check out. So see everything we've got on the show and then organise your baskets accordingly.
So,
right.
What we've had previously is we've had a similar one day special on.
Yes.
But it was much bigger because it was twice the amount of fabric and obviously twice the money. But if you don't want to take on a project that's as big as that, we've got a smaller option for you today, which is really nice to have. And we've also got a load of new fabrics. We brought some of the favourites back.
Yes.
But we've bought a load of new ones as well. So the first one we're going to start with is Splash. So we have this option, which is classed as, it looks blue. It is blue, but it's classed as purple. This is a complicated show. You're going to need to keep up for this one. So this is the purple option, and then you've got the pink and teal option, which goes all the way down over the counter because it was all so long it didn't fit. There you go.
I like the different elements in here. I love the sea theme. I really do. And that's very trendy at the moment.
It is. Very on trend.
Very on trend. I like that.
So this is the blue option, and this is a kind of a fraction of the quilt because all of the quilts come with a pattern.
Okay.
And it comes with a 2-block pattern in all of the quilts. Well,
right.
Not all of the quilts, actually. There's a 2-block pattern for this particular one. So I would say on a difficulty rating, most of them are a 2, 1 to 2, because they're fairly straightforward. They're all squares and triangles, so they're fairly straightforward to construct. This one, because it's got 2 blocks, maybe a level 3 out of 10. You know, they're not really... they're nice projects that you could just take your time with.
Okay.
And white is really important, because obviously you've got all those beautiful patterns.
Yes.
Now, by adding the white, a plain to this, it just takes it so much further, and I think it makes it much clearer. And you see more of the pattern because there's a white in there spacing it out.
I like that. Now, can I just confirm with Ross, our lovely producer, is this blue or is it purple? It's called Splash Blue.
Oh, somebody changed it. It's brilliant.
It's not like one of those things on the internet where the dress is green or is it blue. It is blue. It's Splash Blue. So if you do want to get hold of that, it's fabulous. And all the different elements work within.
Yes. Well, what Fabric Freedom do really well is they create a feature fabric and then break it down into all the other elements. So there's your feature fabric there, and it's got your mermaids on, it's got your shells on, your octopus, your waves, your fish, your crab, all of the bits are on there. So then it takes one of the elements from here, like the shells, and repeats that in the next print. And then it takes the seahorse element and repeats that in the next print. And then this is very fashionable at the minute. You'll see this in a lot of the Fabric Freedom collections, is a white print. I mean, from the angle that we're looking at it, it doesn't look like anything, but then on the camera you can see it's actually a really distinct white print that's in there.
I really like that.
So that takes in, again, a lot of the other elements that you can see within the feature fabric. They do it really well because what they do is they listen to quilters, and quilters say, we want smaller patterns, and we want patterns that are generally kind of non-directional. Some of them, like this, have to be directional because the seahorses have to be the right way up, and you know, the waves have to be the right way up. But a lot of them, you'll see, they actually speak to quilters, they listen to what they want, and everything is designed in the UK.
Fantastic. If you want to go for that choice, then you have got that one there on the screen, and you can also go on the website and see and shop ahead if you want. So that is the Splash Blue and the Splash Teal. Next up, so love this one.
This is made with love, and it's all kind of sewing themed. So we have the pink option at the top. So again, lots of kind of pinky tones throughout all of that, and that white print fabric again, which is one of the things that Fabric Freedom do ever so well. And you've got all, again, your feature fabric, you've got all of your elements in there. You've got your buttons, you've got your labels, you've got your little kind of cross-stitch pieces. You've got all of your elements within there, which are then repeated throughout the other one. So there's your buttons, there's all of those little elements again, but smaller prints, and the Made with Love labels, and then those little cross-stitches at the bottom.
Love this one. You've even got the pin cushions in there. It's fabulous.
Loads of little bits.
Yeah.
And again, nice, small prints.
Now, Made with Love Pink...
That's the wrong way round, dude.
I know, it is.
There you go.
Made in Love Pink is over 60% of the stock has gone.
See, I actually prefer the peach option. I prefer the one that's got the blues in there. I think there's just a little bit more contrast and it gives it a little bit more kind of spark to it because it's got the blues and the kind of oranges running through it.
Yeah, it certainly has. I like that. Either or, either or. So if you do want to get hold of that, we are very, very busy on the pink option. Right, moving on.
Scandi Flora is the next one that we've got. So we've got blue option and a... Oh, now, you have to do this carefully because Charlie and I developed a new quilt-based technique yesterday.
Oh, okay.
You see what's coming, don't you?
I do.
Okay. So this is the blue option here. It's a little bit the wrong way up, but we'll ignore that. Again, feature fabric with lots of different pieces in. And then ready? Do it.
Yeah. Got it wrong.
And then that's the pink option. So the pink's got the yellow running through it as well. So if you did want to match them together, you easily could. Because you've got that same pattern running through, you could easily match them together if you wanted to. And mix the pinks and the blues.
Love that. And with the Scandi, you've got the birdhouses in there, so it's a really nice spring element to your quilting. Beautiful. Those are your options for your Scandi. And remember, the item number for all these, 522840, and you get to make the choice of blue or the pink. And then we'll move on to something it's rather interesting.
This is the daisy chain one. Two different colourways. This is the kind of red and aubergine coloured one, which I quite like. It's got quite a vintage feel to it. And then you've got a much kind of cleaner, spring-based green and blue one as well. So again, they all come with their own, without the sticker on, pattern. Now the sticker on.
Where's the sticker?
Oh, that's the Celtic one.
That's the Celtic one. Put that down. Put that down.
Okay.
That's the Celtic gold. That's Celtic blue.
Well, it has got a pattern. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Oh, we're doing the double thing again.
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
Oh, there's three in a minute.
I
Just
really
wait and
like
see.
this one, by the way.
This is my favourite colourway in it, and I think, again, if you didn't want it quite as dark, it's got quite a dark vintage feel, 40s feel to it. If you didn't want it as dark as that, you could pick out any number of the colours in there. Obviously, white would be an easy one, or you could pick out the red, the yellow, the purple. There's lots of different colours you could pick out of there to extend the patterns even further.
Now, when I first saw this particular set of fabrics, amongst all the others, I thought, maybe that's going to be a little bit too fussy. But when you see it in the
kind of breaks
it works perfectly.
Down a little bit. And that's what, again, Fabric Freedom do so very well. They match everything up. They create it as what's called a story.
Yes.
So that everything is designed to work together. Do you want to do the green one?
Let's do the green one. Ready? Oh, that's nice.
You missed that, didn't you?
That's nice too. But again, this
do it again in a minute.
With Freedom, this is what I like. I would probably go along and go, not quite sure about those fabrics together.
This one's a bit lighter, a bit fresher.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they've done that for me, so I can choose correctly.
Yeah, they do that for you. They kind of do the hard work for you, so you've just got the nice bit to do. You don't have to pick things and match things.
Perfect. Right, so the two options there, if you want to go for that particular one, really, really nice. We are going to move on to something that's quite spectacular. Now, when I first saw this, I thought Oriental, but it's Celtic.
Was the most popular one that we had last time. You've got three options in this time. So last time we bought you the gold and the red.
Yes.
But there is a sneaky extra blue option this time. So now, you get a big feature panel piece. These are all half-metre pieces, and usually for a quilting fabric you're going to pay anywhere from £12.99 for a quilting fabric, just because they are better quality. So if you have a look at that.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's your big feature panel. So you can use them as cushions, you can use them as feature pieces within the quilt itself. But there is a second feature panel, which is this one here. And that one has got smaller feature pieces in. Now, if I show you the quilt in a second, you'll see exactly how they've used these to really good effect.
I like that just as it is.
There's a lot of gilding in these and a lot of foiling in these as well.
Now, the blue
and
is very
usually
popular in this option. 40% of the blue has gone, Hayley. 40% of the blue.
So that's the gold option there. I've got the blue behind, actually.
Have
you
you?
ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Pay attention, Edie. This is pretty good.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
I'm not impressed with that.
Oh, it's
so
beautiful.
you can see those feature panels have been used in here to create the central bit of interest, and then almost a kind of a log cabin design around them, using the black as the sashing, and the black is the essential colour to go with this, because it does work so well with it.
Oh, that is gorgeous. I'm not surprised the blue, excuse me. I'm not surprised the blue is very, very popular. Over half the gold has gone. Over
now
half the stock of the gold
was the winner last time when we were doing them in double bundles. But I think the single bundles are nice, because if you don't want to commit to a huge project, if you do just want a lap-size quilt, or a wall-hanging quilt, then it's a much better kind of quantity of fabric to be dealing with, because these are 5.5 metres, so you're getting 2.5 metres of fabric in total. And as I said, usually, you know, minimum you're going to pay is $12.99 for a fabric, but especially this one that's got all that foiling in. If you think about the process that it goes through, they'll print the fabric, that's process number 1, and then it's got to go through a whole second process to be have the foiling detail added.
Love that.
So that then is a whole secondary process which costs more money. So intensely foiled things like this, you're looking between £16 and £19 a metre.
Yeah, so that is why this is excellent value for money. So the choice again is blue, the gold, is it the red? The red. Can I just show?
What you can do is you can use them together, because if you have a look, that actually has quite a lot of blue in it. So if I take, this is the blue swirl pattern from that one, you could see you could use them together quite easily. And even if I take the gold one, let me get the gold one as well. There you go. Again, it's the same greens, it's the same creams. There's a lot of colours that run between these, so you could mix and match these together to get it to go even further.
That'd be a good idea, with the value for money you're getting on these, because that foiling detail might be worth going for 2 or more options. £24.99 for one option, but remember, if your basket comes to £60 or more, you can open up a flexi buy. We need to be neat and tidy.
No, but Matt's here and he helps.
I know, but I feel awful messing it all up for you, Matt. Are you sure? Oh, he's good at dealing with messes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Matt.
These are going to slide off. We need to rescue them. Okay.
Got them.
We've got it.
You got them?
It's fine.
Right. We're down to the next 2 options for the one-day special.
Oh, well, actually, these are 3 options.
3 options for the one-day special.
This is the watercolour option. You've got purple at the top, so these 5 are the purple, and this I think is quite a bold choice to put with it, but you'll see how well it works on the quilt example in a minute, because that looks quite vintage, quite kind of retro looking. This is purple option. You've got a rose option as well, and then we've got a blue option. Now, are you ready for this, Janice? Because this time it's 3.
Right.
I will just say both Charlie and Hayley managed this, so no pressure.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, just got to get myself set up.
Okay.
Right.
This is the rose option. That's at the bottom of the counter that we have at the minute. And this is actually the panel that you are going to get. This is one of the more complicated ones, because this actually involves 4 different blocks. So you've got one block there that creates the border. You've got another block here. No, that's a block. I'm lost. But I know from the instructions, which I have read, there are 4 different blocks. There you go. So those 4 different blocks create.
And on a difficulty level, or on an easy level?
This one isn't too bad. Again, yes, there are 4 blocks, but all you're looking at is you're looking at squares and you're looking at triangles. Yeah. So there's nothing outrageous in there. There's nothing that's going to, you know, make you unstuck.
Perfect.
So, ready?
So that's the first option.
This is the rose option.
Second option.
This is the blue option.
That's nice. And then
purple.
See,
that's good. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
That is, and it was all on the job, as it were, because I hadn't practiced that. So very nice, very nice. Yeah, I do all my own stunts. I do.
Hang on. You need this one first.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry about this. Oh.
Is
that
no!
That is a real tap.
And that's now a wet quilt.
Oh,
Do
dear,
some numbers numbers, Janice. Don't touch the tap. Just do the numbers.
No, I'll just wipe my hand. Right, so that is your one day special. Some beautiful choices for you at an excellent price as well.
We've got one more.
You just said numbers, so I'm just doing a little bit of
Yeah, that's why we mopped up the water.
I know, that's why I'm like rah until you came back.
Okay, I'm back. Let's do another
one. Right, let's do the final one.
This is the posies option, and again, there's 3 options within here. So the top one that you've got here, that's the green, and then you've got the blue coming towards from here, coming towards the bottom. And then there is a pink option as well, and we have all 3 here.
We do have all 3, right. So this is the blue option.
This is the blue option. This is, again, a single block quilt. It's quite a large block, because you can see it goes from those 4 corners there, but it is a single block quilt, this one, so it's fairly...
I like this fabric here with the flowers on, very nice.
Again, it's the way that they design theirs with a feature fabric, and then they pull elements of that out into all the coordinating ones.
So that's the
ready?
blue. Are you ready?
Pink.
That's the pink, and then...
Yellow. Green.
Nice.
Green.
Green. With a bit of yellow or gold. Like that. Really like these fabrics in here. Very nice. And you can see that full effect of the quilt. It's beautiful, isn't it? If you do want to go for any of the one-day specials, I would go and check out all the options on the website because we are very, very busy. I think it's that time to think about making things, isn't it, in the spring. And the spring has sprung very
But that
early
would
this
make
year.
it, if you backed it with something waterproof, that would make a lovely picnic blanket.
Yeah, it would. Oh,
Do you want a picnic?
Yeah.
Should we go have a picnic?
Oh, actually, I'd love a picnic today. Got some time.
Well, it was
off,
like
so go and do
17
it.
degrees yesterday, and then I woke up this morning and my windscreen was frosted. I'm like, what is going on?
I did the garden, I mowed the lawn yesterday and everything. Yeah, and then frost everywhere.
Oh,
It's
I recovered from a wedding on Saturday and then came in here.
Oh, did you? Oh, well done. Let's move on to some more additional items for you.
These are new from Fabric Freedom. These are their fat quarter packs. So if I hold this one up at the bottom, this is the ice cream version, and they're very clever with the way that they do it because they've got a pattern and then a perfectly coordinating plain. So rather than a fat quarter set where you get all patterns and then you think, oh, I've got to try and find something to match with that, you have the kind of the matching plain with it. So if you're looking at fat quarter projects, which could be bags, aprons, cushions, all sorts of little things, and there are so many kind of fat quarter projects out there, these are ready to go with their matching either lining or binding or edging or sashing or whatever you want. They're all ready to go. So that's the ice cream option. This one was really popular last night, and I'm just going to open them all up because nobody can stop me.
I shall open this one up because somebody could actually stop me, but I never listen to them. Oh, this is a gorgeous one. This
is the perfume bottles.
Oh, perfect.
So
I thought
again,
they were
you've always got other way up though. There you go.
I thought there were lights with no lampshades.
Oh no, they're all over, all sorts of way
all
up.
over the hockey. You can have these any way you like.
That's one of the things that we've said. They're very good at creating patterns which are not directional, which means it's much easier sew. So you've
those
got
two options.
those two.
And then, oh, this is nice. This is picking up colours of the perfume bottles. And then,
That's
oh
my
no, I think
favourite
this is my
match, that
favourite. Is that lovely? Oh, these are.
Oh, they don't stay quite as well on the block without the tying together.
No, they don't.
thing,
That's
do
why
they?
they were tied together, but it's okay.
So then you've got, this is the bright floral, so you can see that orange that's picked out there that works brilliantly with that one. Have you broke it?
No, I'm just trying to find something to put it on.
That one's a lot more subtle, and then you've got the kind of almost burgundy one at the bottom. But work beautifully together, so easy to work together because you've got those matches.
See, I'm just redressing the set. See, that works. See what I did there? No.
There. It's not high enough to do that. It's all going to flop over.
It's not. Well, you're not
Janice,
high enough,
mine.
but you're still good. Look,
Mark ruined it.
Look. See, did it. Very nice. So, 3 options for you. Excellent choices there. Only $9.99. That is a fantastic price. 968
These belong over here.
Well, I didn't put them there.
Oh.
Well, they were over there to begin with, and then I put them over here.
There's a box missing. It's okay. This. Oh, I'm on the wrong side.
Well, everything was there. There's no box missing. There's no
Oh,
box
that one.
there.
We'll not worry about it now.
But there's nothing in it.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's move on.
Shall we?
Yes.
Moving swiftly on.
We better roll with it now.
Now, these are all slightly different, but they all kind of relate to the bits that are in the one-day special. So this one here is the Made with Love option in the peach, but as a jelly roll. So if you want your examples to go further and you want to put your edging in, then these are a great option to do that. Oh, look, as if by magic. It's the wrong colourway, but it's the right quilt. There isn't the one in that colourway.
Oh, well, then pick the right one up here then.
Well, because we've only got this one.
Okay.
So this is the Made with Love. It's exactly those same patterns, but what you're getting is you're getting 40 strips. They're all 2.5 inches wide, and you're getting 8 of each colourway. So you can see here, then there's that feature fabric, and then you've got the blue buttons, you've got the peachy coloured paste print, you've got the one with the labels on, and you've got the one with the crosses on as well. So you've got everything in there within that set.
And they're all 100% cotton, £24.99, saving £5, 389008, brand new today, well worth going for.
So we've got the same thing in the Scandi Flora, so this is the pink option, which we do have a quilt for.
Can I pick that one up now?
That's, yeah, the pink one that's under there.
I knew that.
Oh, we've messed all our system. I thought I had it. Oh, I've got one hidden here, look.
Oh, honestly.
There, the system's not broke. I had one. I just forgot I had it. There. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
It's upside down.
Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da!
So this actual quilt has been made with 3-inch squares, which by the time you kind of cut them down, well, not cut them down, you put your seam allowances in, it creates a 2.5-inch square. So you can make exactly the same quilt, just slightly smaller, because that now is a 2.5-inch square, which is the same width as the roll.
I just want to wrap you up in it. It's so cute.
Do you know what? I would love that, and then you could just finish off, and I could have a little nap.
Wow.
Can we do that? What's your sewing like, Janice?
Actually, pretty good.
Well, there you go. You crack on.
Pretty good.
I'll just pop and have a nap. Thanks very much.
I would like to do that. So, 40 pieces in these. They're absolutely fabulous, and what a great companion for your fabrics that you're getting with your quilting. She really has gone to have a lie down with the quilt, because that's how cosy these quilts are, or when you make them. £24.99. Now, we've also got the splash again. You've got the blues in there and the purples, gorgeous colours, and this is going to go perfectly with the fabrics that you are getting. So remember, it's the blue. If you bought the purple last night, by the way, it's blue. We changed the name. What is she doing? Oh, seriously, look at that. Oh, once upon a time in a land not too far away, there was a little girl that used to sit down and dream all day, and snore, and make other noises. Right, you see, that's how soft and lovely the quilts are. So 40 strips in those. It's excellent, excellent value for money. Right, we are moving on. You can come back. She's coming back. All right? You rested? Before you get arrested, are you rested?
He woke me up, brought me back.
I'm glad. Come over
here. Because you don't know what anything is, that's why. Because I was busy doing that hour and couldn't prep. That's why. That's the only reason she wants me back.
Right, excellent price. £12.99 for these. You're getting 20.
Yes, 22.5-inch strips. A jelly roll, a Swiss roll, a freedom roll. It's all the same thing. It's just jelly roll is something that's trademarked by Moda.
Yes.
It's all the same thing in terms of cut. So these are 2.5-inch strips, and you're getting 4. There's 5 different designs, 4 of each design in this one. So this is the Dream a Little Dream.
Perfect.
Which is on there. Yay!
Yes.
This one's the Key Florals. And this one works so well together because there's a lot of ones that are positive and negative of the same pattern.
That's a good
so
idea.
that one works really, really well together. There's 2 of each, and generally positive and negative for each one.
Now, these all have different item numbers, so we'll bring the item number up for this one. The Key Floral, just coming up on your screens now. Only £12.99. Add these to your basket. Remember, you're saving £5 on this price, brand new today. And then
this is the watercolour one. It's the same as the purple option. Is it? No, this is the blue option. Yeah, this is the blue option that we've got in the one-day special. So again, if you wanted one to make your projects go further, this one's great.
Perfect. And then let's pick that one up.
Okay, so we need to do them this way round.
Okay.
So if you hold those,
yes,
I will get the charm packs, and
yes,
because the charm packs are exactly the same pattern as the rolls in these, and I think it's easier to see the patterns on the charm squares rather than in the rolls. So you've got the peacocks, and then you've got one that kind of matches those flowers exactly. For those larger flowers, you've got the fans within there, you've got the little blossom flowers.
Aren't they lovely?
And then you've got a blue blender. Now this is one you wouldn't necessarily have ordinarily picked to go with it, but it really kind of softens everything up and spreads it all out a little bit. And again, with a white with this, you could get it to go an awful lot further.
Yeah. Now the details for your floral charm packs at the bottom of your screen, $9.99, and at the side of your screen you've got the details for the Swiss rolls.
Some at the bottom, some at the side.
Some at the bottom, some at the side. A little bit like you and me.
Moving on. I'm going to get the other fabrics, if that's all right.
Please do.
Okay. And then with the same item number, you've got the purple version as well there. So again, you've got the peacocks, which are the right way up now. There you go. You've got blossom flower. You've got the, get it, the other flower that's within there. And again, everything matches perfectly. It's designed by Fabric Freedom as a story, as coordinating fabric, so you don't have to do the picking of everything that matches. You can just get straight in there with the good bit, which is the sewing.
They're delicious, aren't they? $12.99 or $9.99. Have a look on the website or give us a call. Let us know which ones you want and we'll pop them into your basket for you.
Now,
perfect.
And this last option, which is the waffle blender, has been decimated somewhat.
Okay.
Because I've stolen bits. There are fat quarter options.
Yes.
Not fat quarter, half metre versions at the top here. And this one should have a yellow in, which I've stolen to do some examples.
Okay.
And then at the bottom here, you've got the coordinating rolls to go with each of them. So there is a roll that uses these three, but we stole it for a previous show.
Okay. Well, just to let you know the colour of the yellow that you're getting, if you're going for half metres, it's that particular colour there. You will be getting it. It's just that Hayley has got it over at the demo area. Really nice print, because they're a print, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a print. It's a waffle print. It's almost got kind of a fabric texture look to it, like a canvassy look to it.
Yeah, love that. If you want to go for any of these, $24.99. You get to choose between the lemon and the green, the purples and the greens and the pinks and the blues. Saving £5 again, another excellent deal within this one-day special show. Now, if you are a Freedom member, your P&P will be included on everything you buy from us here.
Can Dave tell me all about it? Can he, please?
Go on then. Dave, have you got time? He's got time.
Hello everyone, I've got a minute or two to tell you why you should all be members of Hochanda Freedom. Did you know that with Hochanda Freedom you could be saving on your deliveries every single month? For just £6.97 monthly fee, you'll benefit from unlimited standard delivery, which means the more you spend with us, the more you save. And you know the best bit? You can cancel at any time. Becoming a member of Hochanda Freedom, you'll also be able to take advantage of our exclusive Freedom member discounts, where you can save anything up to 20% on an already fantastic Hochanda price. Freedom members will also receive our exclusive members badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings-on behind the scenes. Look at all these benefits for just £6.97 per month. Over 12,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
I'm a Freedom member, which means I can shop a lot.
It's the discounts and all the special offers you get.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there.
I'm able to just shop when I'd like.
It's just good to have. But yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see, you could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 88888. So don't forget, you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and a members newsletter. So what are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
It's always good to have a stitchy book with you, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It certainly is. Now, we've got some books for you. Just like to show you these because it might be an idea to put one of these in your basket.
There's a lot
to make
of
a
jelly
flexi
rolls
buy.
on here, and I think sometimes people think, well, they're lovely, but what do we do with them? So this is what we've brought you today. So we've had this on before, but it is amazing value because there are actually 24 quilts and 44 other small projects within here. So that's a lot of projects. When you consider that, you know, a pattern for us is usually anywhere between £7.99 and £9.99, then this is a huge book for £12.99. Look,
it is.
It's proper chunky. It's proper chunky. So this is one we started last night with Hayley. We are doing the crochet hook roll. We've gone a bit off piste, but generally the theme is still there, so it's fine. So if I pass that one to you, because there are a huge amount of projects in here. There are, as I said, these are all the smaller projects that are in the book first, which have things like pin cushions and bags, all sorts of bits and pieces, and really good kind of scrap busting ones, because we actually did one of the projects out of here previously on another show, and we started making one of the dog cushions. So if I pop in there.
Oh, that's nice.
So we started making that one last time, and that's where that jelly roll disappeared from that we were talking about earlier.
We do have some other books on the show.
But I would recommend that you use your jelly rolls for your quilts first, and then use this as inspiration for your scraps, because, as I said, the quilts are in there. You're always going to end up with little bits left over, and all of these projects in the front are designed for little bits that you've got left over. So yeah, use it for your main project first, then come to this for that.
The other two books we've got on the show is So Illustrated, and the great thing about this is you've got all the inspiration of projects, but you've also got the patterns in the back. So those patterns in the back are there for you to use. Oh, you've got some iron-on transfers as well.
Have you? Oh, lovely.
Oh, look at that. Fabulous. But yes, you've got the patterns here in the back to work from. So think about how much extra you would be paying for patterns. You're getting those included. So that is your So Illustrated. Just there. And we've also got Diary in Stitches. Again, the same principle. We've got the patterns in the back, or I've got the patterns in the back on this one. Yes, you've got all the projects and the patterns to work with as well. So 2 books for you. Head onto the website and have a look. The Diary in Stitches is £21.99, and have a look online for the other details. It's always nice, isn't it, to stock up on books, especially at this time of year when we've got Easter coming up, presents, Mother's
the
Day.
Joy of Jelly Rolls one is fantastic value for money as well, because that one is £12.99.
Yeah, it really is.
And for all of those 68 projects there for £12.99. So that, for me, that's the star of the pile of books we have today.
Yes, perfect. So everything from hair scrunchies to zip pouches to cushions, coin purse, lots of different projects.
Yeah,
in
lots
there.
of small projects that are within there. So let me just. So all I'm doing is we stitched these together last night, and I'll kind of fill you in with where we're up to. So we created a backing piece. We're doing a brush roll or a makeup roll. So we've done the back piece by stitching some jelly roll strips together that way. This is going to be our kind of inside lining piece. And then we've got the pocket, which I'm working on here, which I'm just double turning that hem and just pressing it flat. And when I'm double turning it, just to make sure I'm getting it straight, I'm actually just lining up those seams as I go to make sure I've got it reasonably straight.
Again, the
I'll take, at the speed we're going today, I will take reasonably straight.
Okay. The projects in the book, the Joy of Jelly Rolls.
We haven't done it exactly the same as the project that's in there. We've taken inspiration from that project, as in the project in there was plain fabric with just this piece as the pocket using the jelly rolls. What we've actually done is we've gone a step further and created the actual outer piece from a similar piece as well. So, okay, we are going to get this all attached together. So I'm going to sew this seam first of all.
Some really nice projects in here.
It's good, isn't it? Now, the one thing I would say about it is there's a couple of projects in there which use hexagons.
Yes.
For me, cutting hexagons from a jelly roll is pointless, and it's quite wasteful.
Is it?
Because I will show you in a minute why that is the case. But there are lots of other great projects for kind of scrap busting with all your bits and pieces. Right, I'm just moving my needle across so it's closer to the edge. Oh, where's my thing gone? There it is. There's. Oh, I had to run with the sewing machine as well.
Now we've got a piece of...
Got to love a busy day though, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a piece of fabric here with 20 strips on.
Yes, so that is just to show you, if you had a jelly roll and all you did was sew the strips together, oh dear, 5 times fast, that's approximately what you'd end up with, size-wise. You'd end up with about a metre, between a metre and a 20 centimetres
It's a lot of fabric
wide.
though, isn't it?
It is a lot of fabric. Now, I didn't personally sew that one together, and the seam allowances are quite generous, let's say. So you could, if you were stingy, you could get that to go an awful lot further than it has.
Yeah, you're right, they are quite generous, aren't they?
It wasn't me. I'm much stingier than that.
Very good.
Right, okay. So all I've done is put just a double rolled hem on the edge of there, so that we've got the pockets secure, and it's, oh, I've been fiddling with my tension. It's fine. It'll do for this, but the fact you can see the little green bits coming through there, that's because my tension was off from explaining tension about half an hour earlier. So I would normally put a bit of batting or wadding in that, but it's down on the other end of the studio, so we'll not worry about that too much. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom here, and then I'm going to stitch in those lines. I'm going to stitch in the ditch, follow those lines to create the pockets to be able to put the pens. So we did this earlier, and we actually checked that the pocket size, once we put a double rolled hem on, was going to be enough so that the pen or the brush or whatever kind of stuck out enough. You don't really want to take it more than halfway, because what you'll find is if your pocket is too deep, then that's what you'll end up with, and either your pen will go all the way down or you won't be able to get them back out. So you want approximately half the distance from the top. So this is actually the meadow jelly roll, which we stole earlier.
Yes. So when you say stitch in the ditch, you mean where it's already...
Yes, stitch in the ditch, stitch in the seams.
Stitch in the ditch, I like that.
Okay, so you can get specialist feet for that, which have a little guide on. We don't have that with us today, so we are just going to use this normal one. There we go. So all I'm doing is just checking that that lines up with the centre, because I know that this isn't my personal machine, and sometimes they can be a little bit off to the left or the right, and you can see with this is the Husqvarna 100Q, and I can just step that across so it sits back in the centre. Let me line these up. I would normally pin these together, but it's a little project and we've not got much time, so we're not going to bother.
Am I right in thinking today's brand new one-day special is...
I don't know.
Well, I don't want to say in case it's not. It is the Husqvarna
Viking.
Yes.
Oh, so don't get it now. Wait till 6 o'clock.
You can get it now. Get it at 6 o'clock. I don't know what the deal's going to be, but I just thought I'd let you know.
Right. So there's a little fix stitch on here which stitches straight up and down for you, but I'm going to just go back a couple of stitches and then come back forward, so to make sure that the tops of those pockets are nice and secure, because that's where all your stress is going to be with taking things in and out. And then just reasonably carefully sewing exactly along that seam line. Now, when I do stitch and stitch, I prefer to press the seams open to do that. I just think you get a better result. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that. Oh my gosh, that was neat.
So it's quite an easy project.
For no pins, I'm happy with that.
It's quite an easy project though, this
It
one.
is. This is a fairly straightforward one that just uses jelly roll. So I'll do the same all the way along, stitching in the gaps there to create the pockets, and then once I've created all the pockets on there, then I would put the front to the back. So there's the front. Let me just move this out of the way a second.
So once they're all stitched in, you can see that first one's in there, and by pressing those seams side to side and pressing them open rather than having them you know, to the dark side, which some people prefer to do,
dark side,
I think it just creates a lot less bulk on this.
What do you mean the dark side?
So if I had these two fabrics, the green one is the darker of the two fabrics, so you would press them to one side. With this, you get a much flatter, more even result, because if you press them both to one side, you're going to end up with 3 layers on one side and 1 layer on the other. And because I'm looking to stitch in the ditch here, I get a better result by pressing them open.
Perfect. I thought it was some weird Star Wars. It
all sounds like weird Star Wars stuff. So that would be my inside. Again, I would normally have a batting or a wadding in there just to give it a little bit of a body. And then that would be my top. I would straighten these edges off first because they're a little bit wonky, and then sew all the way round, leaving a little gap so I can turn it right side out, and that would create my finished roll. So if you fancy doing some numbers, I'll quickly get these stitched and we'll try and get this finished in this hour.
Yes, so this is your one day special show, but we do have lots on the show for you. Lots of things that will go with your one day special, lots of things to stock up for, lots of fabrics, lots of fat quarters and jelly roll books and all kinds of things. But head to the website, have a look there, see what we've got. And if your basket is coming to £60 or more, you could open a flexi order, which means you can split the cost into 2. And if Leonie's got a few moments, yes she has, here she is to tell you more.
Flexi order has arrived at Hochanda. What is Flexi order? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi order, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
It does make it easier, doesn't it? So, help yourself, have your cake and eat it too. Now, lots of people are going for the joy of jelly rolls. Lots of people going for the bowl. It's excellent value for money, and there are some fabulous, fabulous projects in here to use with your scraps. And you'll be amazed at the kind of things that you can make and create. This is a doggy cushion. Well, half of the doggy cushion. It was started from a project. It just gives you an indication of the kind of things that you can buy. Very, very simple and easy. I'm not holding this very well, but it is. It's a doggy just there. But lots of projects in here. For £12.99, I definitely think this is worth getting. 832 336. If you work it out kind of by project, it's £12.99, and there are 68 projects in there. Yeah,
what,
24 quilts and 44 gifts.
8p a project, roughly. I might have made that up. Somebody needs to check that.
I'm just going with you because my math, I'm like, yeah.
Somebody totally needs to check that, but I'm reckoning.
But yes, if you've got 44 gift item ideas, I mean, if you've got a craft stall or something like that, and you want to make and create, or maybe some gifts for your friends and family, then this is the ideal book.
Was that close, Ross?
Calculators.
Oh, he's still, yeah. Just winding the calculator up.
£12.99 divided by
68.
68 is 19 pence.
That's even better than what I said.
19 pence, even better. 19 pence a project.
Well, if you consider that sometimes the patterns that are brought to Hochanda are anywhere between £5 and £10, then that's amazing value.
Okay. Great project.
Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there,
Is
nearly
this
there.
the one you're
Done.
making now, Hayley? That one there?
Yes, this is the one we're doing now. But instead of a plain backing piece that you can see that they've got on top of there,
yep,
I've done one that's jelly roll pieces put together. So we've double jelly rolled it.
Great.
Double jelly rolled it.
Double jelly roll.
created little ties for it as well. You can see on the diagram on the top there. They've created little ties for it using the jelly roll as well. Now, to be fair, that's going to be a pain in the bum to turn them right side out. So the other option that we've got, if we aren't going to tie them right side out, I was going to assemble this, but we'll not assemble it. We'll make some.
Turn them inside
We'll make
out.
some. Well, you've got an alternative. You've got an alternative. So let's just. We've got a half a bit that's already cut into. This is, by the way, this is one of the jelly rolls that is on the show. This is the, I think it's Meadow Floral.
The Meadow Floral. This one? Yes. Oh, they're bees.
Again, it's one of those things that Fabric Freedom do really, really well. They have a feature piece of fabric.
See that?
And then they take the same colours out of it, and they take the same elements out of it, and kind of put it throughout their project.
I love that.
It creates, as they call it, a story. So we're going to, instead of having to turn this right side out, we are going to cheat. Okay. We are going to top stitch it. So I'm going to take the jelly roll, I'm going to fold it in half, and this would work for straps for, you know, anything. If you're making wider straps for a bag or something, then I'll probably sew two together rather than just use a single one. But we're making little thin straps that are going to be used for the makeup roll or the brush roll. So first of all, I'm just taking that in half. And then we're going to take it in half again.
Okay.
So I'm going to take these pieces into the centre, both sides, and then when we fold it in half, we're going to have a nice clean edge, and we're not going to be showing any of the raw edges of the fabric, and we can just top stitch along that edge. Get my hair out of the way. I was waiting for somebody to tell me that. Just if I flip it that way, then you can see. So I've got those two pieces folded in over. I'm going to press those flat, and then when we put it back together, we can stitch along that top edge there and create the little tie without having to.
And you do that even if it was thinner, because those.
Oh yeah, we could. Yeah, they're thinner again. So you could even, if you wanted to, you could half this and have even thinner ones. But Janice, do you know what? I've done 2 hours on the bounce. You're getting fake straps.
No,
don't push your luck. Don't push.
Isn't this? Look at this lavender ravioli. Have you seen that?
You want to get that as well?
Not tweet, yes. I want you to make some lavender ravioli. That's a lovely idea.
So yeah, just little. This is all of the things that you can do with your leftovers from your jelly rolls. Because if you are making a larger project, you are going to find that you do have your little bits and pieces left over, and they might not be huge bits. They might just be little squares here and there, and things like those little lavender bags. Then they work brilliantly for that.
They do. This is a really good book.
You're having a nice time there.
I am.
It is a good book. We discovered it a couple of weeks ago, and this is why we've put it on a second time. You want that one next?
Yeah, could you do this one next?
Well, let's finish this first.
We've probably got about 10 minutes left on the show.
Let's finish this one first, shall we?
I'm sure you could rustle this one up for us. But do
well, that's the way we've been doing some of the demos recently. They're like, all right, I want that one. We're like, okay, let's make that. That's fine. I don't mind. We'll make whatever you like.
Oh, one more to show you. Russian dolls.
And it's all made from the little bits that you've got left over. And that's the kind of important thing about this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily buy a whole jelly roll to then cut it up into those little bits. I would do my project out of it first. So if it was going to be binding, edging, whatever, and if I had a couple of bits left, then that's a perfect book for that. So you can do the main quilt projects in there, of which there are 24, and then come back and do the other bits. Now, I should really turn the ends on these, but I don't know we've got time.
You're not doing that thinner because I asked you to, are you?
No, this is what it would be normally. You could, what I'm saying is you could go half again.
Yes.
You could cut it in half and make it even thinner. Again. But this is the size it's going to be because this is the time we have.
Yes. Okay.
So I shall top stitch this. Do you fancy doing some numbers?
Certainly do.
And then we'll assemble it in the last kind of couple of minutes.
Now the website is where you can head to find out all the different products we've got, and we have got flexi buy on some of those quilts. So if you do want to go and head to the website, have a look around. If you're choosing something that already has a flexi buy on it, then if you're going for the one-day special and add it to your basket, that will then become a flexi buy as well, so you can split the cost into two. Or if you're going through all the different products that we've got on the show and your basket is topping up to £60 or more, again, we'll divide the cost into two for you. Freedom fabrics are gorgeous, they really are. And they've thought about everything for you. They've thought about the way the fabric works with you, they've thought about the way the patterns are, and they've thought about the different elements that they all blend in. They know your quilters, they've listened to you. So let's take a look at the options that we've got for £24.99. So first of all, let's head on in for a splash. This is beautiful. These are your blue and teal options. So first of all, the blue. You'll see you've got the elements of the mermaid there. You've got the seahorse in there, you've got the anchor, you've got the school of fish. So many little details. The more you look, the more you see. And you've got the coral in there, you've got the turtle, absolutely beautiful. And then from this particular fabric, heading on down, you've got the clams and the seashells in there, which are elements taken from the top. So you've got your seashell just there, and then that's brought out in this beautiful fabric below. Underneath that, you've got the seahorses, which are beautiful. Underneath that, you've got this lovely blue fabric with the white work. Can you see that? Beautiful with the shells. And then, of course, that is your sea, isn't it? Beautiful. So that is your blue option, and you've also got the pink, the teal option, because you've got elements of teal taken and going all the way through the fabrics. £24.99. Now, I'll show you the quilts as I'll go along. I'll show you one, then I won't show you one. Made with Love. Two different colours. You've got the pink and the peach. 75% of the pink has gone. 75% of the pink has gone with that. So lovely. And I'm going to grab... There you go, I've got the quilt here to show you. You also get the pattern that goes along with that, so you can make and create... It's not as good as hold it on my own. You can make and create these fabulous quilts, which are lovely. That was Hayley nipping by. So we've got the pink and the peach. But in the peach, actually, you've got this really nice blue, but you've got elements of peach in it, so that's why it's called the peach. But that is really nice as well. Now, the Scandi, again, do you know something? I don't think I could actually choose. So you've you've got the blue.
Do you want this thing made or not?
Pardon?
Do you want this made or not?
Yes.
Okay then.
Whatever you said, yes.
Have to take the risk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Love you too, bye. So this is the Scandi, and in here you've got these beautiful elements of the birdhouse, you've got love in there, you've got the flowers, and then it's picked up in the next one. That's picked up then in this lovely, this is a gorgeous pattern, it really is. And then you've got the daisies, and then you've got the blue with the white work just there. So that is your blue, and then you've also got your pink, so that is your Scandi. Again, you get the pattern as well to make and create these fabulous quilts. Next along is the daisy, and you've got two choices here. You've got the red or the green. Both are beautiful. Let me show you the red quilt, actually. I can't really do this. I'm going to try showing you both, but I'm just going to do it on my own. So I'm going to disappear for a minute. So that's the red, and that's the green, and that's me. There you go. So I'm just going to pick these up so I don't trip over them. Right. Again, you get the patterns. Then we've got the Celtic. These are beautiful. We've got three options. We've got the red, the gold, and the messy blue. And the blue. Now let me just open these up to show you the panels. Now blue has actually been the most popular. Over half the stock has gone, but you can see the beautiful colours in there. And in fact, the reds, the greens and the golds will all interact with each other. So if you are going, I'll show you the other one. If you are going for two, excuse me, maybe the red and the blue, they work perfectly together. So you've got all those mixes and matches of your fabrics. There you go. In fact, you could even just cut out the centre there and use that as a centre part to your table if you want to. Fabulous. So the blue, the green and the red. Wondered what you said then. The blue... I'm glad you said that. The blue, the green and the red. Right, we've got another option, another couple of, excuse me, option. These are the watercolours. and you've got the rose, the purple and the blue. So the rose, the purple and the blue. So 3 different options there. Again, beautiful elements that are brought out in each of the fabrics, working so well together. So you don't have to choose. Freedom Fabrics have done all the hard work for your fabric freedom. And then we've got the final option here, which really is lovely. And with these, you've got the green, the blue and the pink in the daisy. The green, the blue and the pink in the daisy. A quick show of a quilt. I won't show you that one. I'll show you that one and I'll do the trick. So that is the blue and that is the pink, and there's also the green as well. Head to the website, have a look at all the information on there. Do choose accordingly to what you want. Don't be what was that? Oh yes, when you're placing things into your basket, you can open up a flexi buy if you want to, but £24.99, usual price of £51.99. It is a great price for your one-day special, and you do get the patterns as well for your quilts. All 100% cotton. Right, back with Hayley.
Okay, I've made the strap.
Yes.
And I've popped and got some batting.
We did see that.
Yeah, it was sneaky, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. And then I forgot the scissors and I had to come back again.
And then, yes, you did.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm just going to attach this. I want it to be exactly half the length, and then I want to attach it just off centre of the front. This is going to make it a lot easier when you're actually coming to construct it. So I'm just going to put a little kind of stitch there just to hold it in position. So just pop it there, and oh, got my thread caught round there. That's fine.
A minute and a half left to check out your baskets, but because this is a one-day special, you can check out and have a look at everything in between the shows as well. But we have been busy for certain colourways, so do bear that in mind if you're thinking about checking out after the show.
So I've just gone back and forth on there a couple of times because I just want it to be fairly kind of sturdy, and they can be just trimmed off. Because I've gone back and forth over the stitch, I'm not too concerned about that coming undone, so I'm just going to trim those threads off. And the 2 on the front, and then to put it together I'm going to put the pockets down, batting down first, then the piece with the pockets on, and then that's the front, which I've squared off and attached the tags to. The tags I'm going to fold into the centre, so when I turn it right side out they're going to be in place, but it's not going to impact on me sewing around the edge of it.
Okay.
So it does make it a little bit lumpy, but then you know, pin it in place. I'm going to stitch all the way around here, leave a gap to turn it out, and then when you come back at 1 o'clock, it's going to be finished.
Perfect, perfect. Well, do remember that that comes from that particular pattern, The Joy of Jelly Rolls, and that is available, the details at the bottom of your screen. Right, Hayley, it's been
yes,
epic.
Janice?
You're back at
1
o'clock. Is that with me?
No, DB.
Ah, Dave. Oh, talking about Dave Bradford.
Dave Bradford.
He's coming up
He's
next.
coming next.
He
Woohoo!
is. Please stay where you are. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Woo, Dave, 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 Dave.
Yes, he is. Dave is up next with Polka Doodles. We've got Pink Ink Journaling after that, and Peerless Designs. Right, Hayley, come on. I need to sort you out.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, or from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. Each month we will be bringing you a brand new kit that you can purchase on the day of each show. Or if you pre-order your kit, you'll receive £5 off a purchase of £20 or more of any additional products featured within our Craft Along brand shop that month. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Joe from the Mill Shop Online. Welcome to the Mill Shop Online. As you can see, we're a lot of fabric here. We're very passionate about our fabrics. We're one of the largest online sellers in the UK of fabrics for upholstery, soft furnishings, and now the lovely craft market. Whether you're starting out with fabric or you're an experienced sewer, we love to bring projects that every ability can really have a go at. So don't miss the Mill Shop Online shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Jenny Mays from Hobby Art. Hobby Art's a family-run company and we've been designing and manufacturing stamps for over 28 years now. We have an extensive range of clear and rubber stamps and we're proud that they're all manufactured in Britain. Whatever your style, there's always something that will interest you with Hobby Art stamps. Crafting is my passion and I love teaching. I love sharing my ideas with other people. This is why I enjoy being part of the Hochanda family, because I have the time to share my ideas, maybe open a door for somebody and give them the confidence to start stamping. So make sure you join me, Jenny Mays, on Hochanda.
Hello, morning. Thank you to the ladies. And Janice is back in a few hours' time, and so is, of course, Hayley too. Welcome to two more lovely ladies, Nikki and Lou.
Hello. Hello.
Morning. You all right?
Morning. Yeah, I'm great, thank you.
Now, you may know Nikki from many, many moons ago. Polka Doodles, it's been your company for as long as I've known you.
9 years now.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. In fact, 10 years this year.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah, we'll have to have a big anniversary.
Yeah, I think you will.
Yeah.
Now, Lou, where do you come into this then? Where do you fit into Polka Doodles?
Well, when Nikki started the company, suddenly I heard, or someone approached me and said, oh, she's looking for people to help use her product, something. So I asked her, and thinking, oh, well, she'll say no, because I hadn't been crafting for very long. And she went, yes. And I've never moved. And
So
I've
you're
still
part of
stayed
the
here.
design team, are you?
Yes,
Part
I
of
am.
the furniture.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So we're going to have demos from Lou, and we'll get Nikki and I will go down the counter, obviously, but Lou will be doing all the demos in the show, so we'll let you go off and get sorted.
Thank you.
All right, see you a bit later. Right, now, Nikki, first things first, brand new collection.
Yes.
Now, you've got different ways of actually purchasing this. If you like everything, which you probably will, if you're like me, you'll want the lot. That's the most affordable way of going about it and getting everything. But you can actually buy the stamps as well on Pick and Mix if that's all you want. But the big deal is what we've got on Freedom Discount here for you. Only £37.10, and they're all brand new stamps, aren't they?
They are. It's a brand new collection, so everything here is brand new. And it's just really beautiful collection. You're going to love using this. And we've got the 5 different stamp sets, so we've got 4 floral sets, and these are quite substantial stamps with the flowers here. Some of them have already got the foliage attached. So by having a larger stamp, it means that you can actually make a really kind of quite statement look to your cards quite easily. You're not having to do too much layering and things like that, but you've got all these sentiments as well that are all going to mix and match.
So there's 5 stamp sets.
Yeah.
But that's not all, because you're also going to get 2 fantastic creative stencils at the top here as well.
Yeah.
Both of those included. And you also get your paper pad as well. And these are loose leaf, aren't they?
They are, yeah. And I do it that way on purpose because it just makes it easier when you're actually unpacking them. You know, kind of, there's nothing wrong with having an actual paper pad, but they're glued at one edge and you have to peel the glue off. And sometimes you can actually tear them. So I actually prefer them to be loose.
Yeah, I do too.
And for us to pack them that way. And because we make them here in the UK, we can do whatever we want with them, really.
Let's have a little look at some of the finished cards as well. With the stencil in the background, really, really lovely. Who doesn't love flowers and butterflies,
I know,
basically?
it's just the perfect collection to get you started with all your spring crafting. We've got Mother's Day coming up, so, you know, that's, you know, kind of where we I mean, naturally, I think in spring we go towards florals.
Yeah.
And we want those nice, light, bright colours. Isn't that beautiful? It's just stunning.
It really is like a spring or summer's day, isn't it?
It
and after
is.
the weekend we've just had, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's made you in the mood for kind of bright colours and that sort of thing. I know lots of you wait for Nikki's new releases. This is a new collection that's out. We've got it here today. And it's not only discounted massively, but you're also going to get it on Flexi as well. If you want to spread the cost, if you're a Freedom member and you want to spread the cost, it's only £18.55 today to spend. No postage postage to concern about at all, free P&P, and then £18.55 in 4 weeks' time. That's if you're a Freedom Club member. Otherwise, there is P&P and plus a little bit of a higher price if you're not a Freedom Club member, so it pays to join. Nearly 20% of the stock of this has gone already.
Oh, wow.
You saw it on the website before the show started. It's been busy already.
Do you know, I have to say as well, we don't have any extra stock of this kit.
Oh, right.
So once it's gone today, that's it. There's nothing else, I don't think.
And look at these stencils for backgrounds. Aren't they just wonderful?
So these are the two that actually come with the kit. These are, I wanted to do that kind of rainbow effect because I just think it's perfect. We're all kind of into rainbows and unicorns a bit at the moment anyway, but they just work really well, or you can go quite subtle and these just add a little bit of extra finish in the background to everything else that you're going to use.
And as Nikki said, she talked about how big the stamps were, how substantial they were. If I just pick one up for you, I'll just hold that against my shirt so you can see. You know, these are substantial investments. They're going to get a lot for your money. You really are. Lots of dive.
And the other thing as well is that even when you've got the really big stamp in there, you've got the smaller ones as well. So you don't have to use them all together. You can use them individually. So, you know, if big stamps put you off, but I think now that most of us now probably have a stamping platform or, you know, some kind of stamping device, you know, it just makes it easier going with the big stamps, which, you know, historically were always a little bit trickier to actually stamp out.
Definitely. And again, if I just show you, taking the sentiments and the words from the inside of the frame and removing them, you can just have the frames on their own. They're not actually all stuck together, so that's really a handy thing.
That's a really versatile set of stamps. You will absolutely, this is my favourite set of sentiments that we've ever done. Just purely because they're just really nice, usable things in there, that, you know, the ones that you're going to go to all the time.
So the pick and mix is available as well if there's just maybe 3 sets of stamps you'd like to go for. They're on the bottom of the screen at £22.97. That's choose any 3 of the stamp sets for that price. But remember, if you are going to go for the whole lot and you're in the Freedom Club, you actually pay even less than the pick and mix. You pay just £18.55 today for the whole thing to be delivered in the next few days, no P&P, and then the final £18.55 this time in 4 weeks. So it makes sense to go for the big bundle, as far as I'm concerned.
It's great value.
Okay. Now also, going down the counter a little bit further, we brought these to you last time Nikki was here, and they were very, very popular. The deal we've got for you today with this particular pack of duo papers is you buy one, you get one free. Look, $39.98. Today, $19.99 for 2 packs of 24 designer sheets, so 48 sheets in total.
I know. This is a crazy deal.
This is a great deal.
Well, this was really popular last time, and I've had quite a lot of messages from people saying, oh, I've bought 2 of these, and, you know, we wanted a bigger pack. So I thought, right, OK, well, let's bring it back, and we actually managed to get some more stock of this. So we've actually put it into a duo bundle for you, so it's a mega value deal. And I think this is just kind of like perfect for the time of year. Great for combining with all of those stamps in your main deal as well.
And I tell you what, the quality of the paper you print onto is immense.
It is, yeah. We produce these in the UK again. This is on 250 gram silk cardstock. So it's not the heaviest weight, which would probably be around 300, but that's because you want to be able to cut it out. Sometimes if it's too heavy, you can't actually get your scissors in and cut things out. And the whole purpose of this kit is that you can either cut it just with a pair of scissors or your paper trimmer, but also you will have lots of dies at home, all your basic circles and squares and landscape dies, whether, you know, whatever brand that is, and you'll be able to find dies that will fit all of these shapes to die cut them yourself.
Now I'm just looking at one sheet here, this lovely kind of cream and pink sheet, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 cards off of that one sheet. So there's so much variety and so much versatility here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards on that sheet.
I think there's 5 on each.
Is there?
Yeah, so I think that basically makes something like 200 and... It's over 200
Well,
cards.
548s are 186. No, 192.
No, because 550s would be 250. So then minus 10.
Yeah, so it's 5 times 48. 240.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so so if you're making and selling, this is a great kit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, imagine the value that you can get there. And
well,
also
240 cards for $19.99 potentially.
Yeah.
Okay, you've not got the card blanks, but you've got the toppers and everything to go on.
And the thing is that these make really pretty cards as well, Dave, and very fast as well. So, you know, you can actually just cut them out and then, you know, kind of just literally just use them as a topper onto the front of your card. You can combine them on that one, all I did was I actually added the sentiment, and that was it. That is just the topper with a doily around it. You know, so they're very, very quick cards to make as well.
And can you add extra inks to them as well? Does the cardstock take extra ink?
Yeah, it does. It's really good, actually, especially with things like distress inks.
Right.
Because it's such a smooth cardstock, it just takes the ink. It's lovely. Yeah, really, really nice.
Well, these are flying. No surprises there because you're buying one set, but you get another set for nothing, really. It should be $39.98 today, just $19.99 for the whole lot. All 48 sheets. And if you do use each one of the 5 elements to make a card, then you look at 240 cards potentially out of that set. So, like Nikki said, a very good investment, that one. And then we've also got some inks for you. Now, you don't choose with this. You actually get all 6 of these. You get the black, the green, the red. You then get the orange, the yellow and the blue as well. Now, these are really quite special. They're acrylic inks, aren't they?
They are acrylic, and these are actually beautiful. They're an acrylic watercolour ink.
Right.
So basically, you just add water to them to get whatever density of colour you want. But they're excellent quality, and they're just sort of a must-have. If you're looking for things to use with these stamps, or just to get that slightly different, maybe you're looking for a bit of a mixed media look. But what I like about this set is they're all primary colours, so you'll be able to mix any colour you like from this set and not have to actually purchase any more.
And it's the little pipette dispenser as well.
It is, yeah. So the way that I use these is I actually just, if you just unscrew the pipette and actually just squeeze a little bit out, and I haven't got my palette with me, but if you just literally, you only need a tiny drop. So one drop would be enough to work with, because if you put any more than that out, they actually start to dry and they become harder to manipulate. So just put them onto a palette or an acrylic block or even a piece of acetate or something, and then take your brush into them and mix the water, and you just need the tiniest little bit. You'll be amazed how far they go, and also what good coverage they give you as well.
Well, these are proving
very
popular.
Vivid.
Very, very popular already for these. $31.99 for all 6. A little bit goes a long way. You heard Nikki say that. 739-528 if you want to go for those. And then finally down the end, rather than going for all 4 stencils, we've got a pick and mix for you. So you can choose any 3 that take your fancy. These are different, obviously, to the stencils that are in the main kit today. The one down the end there that I really kind of like the look of to start off with, this one down here has got, it's got like an ink bottle, it's got terracotta pots on there and vases and all that sort of thing as well.
It has, yeah. So an ink bottle, that's interesting.
That's what I saw that.
Ah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, so shall I just show that then? Because this stencil is fabulous. You need this stencil in your life, because it was kind of, Louise actually asked me to do a stencil with a hanging basket. So you've got different elements on here. And there's your hanging basket there.
Oh, I see.
So this is kind of like a little garden pick kind of thing.
Right.
But that's quite interesting that you thought that was an ink bottle, because as we've been doing the samples, we've used these in lots of different ways.
Or it could be a speech bubble as well, couldn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, absolutely, it could. Just to show you, just a quick sample of what you can make with that one. So you can see here that I've actually used the big pot down here.
Oh, I see.
And then I actually layered, I can't go back, I'm going the wrong way. I layered the smaller pot there and then the hanging basket on top.
Right.
So I've built all of this up. So you can build this up as much as you like, even down to the little grasses down at the bottom here. They're actually all the hanging basket hanger.
Yeah.
So I just kind of use that, and then we've combined some of the butterflies and things, some of the other ones in there as well. But it's a really, really useful stencil. You're going to love that one.
So that one's a hanging basket. The other ones that we've got in the show as well, let's show you all 3 or all 4 of them. There's, you've got that kind of wildflower scene with the hearts as well. Really lovely. Next to that, the butterflies. And then at the end here, I presume that's like a time flies idea, is it, with the clock?
Yes, it is, yeah. So you've got you've got the clock and the butterflies there. And just to sort of show you, so you can get a better idea of what you can actually do with these and how you can colour them.
Are they cool?
So that's your timeless butterflies.
Yep.
They're so pretty.
And of course
really
you can use
are.
the stencil in such a way that you can actually pick a certain time that's relevant, maybe the time that you were born or someone's birth date or something like that with the clocks. You can kind of play around with the hands.
And this one, you actually have an extra piece up here. This is just because there was a big blank corner, I had to put something in there. my stencil manufacturer goes mad. So, but that's what that one will actually make. So you can make really nice, cool borders with that. Yeah, it's quite funky.
Yeah.
So if you're doing any kind of art journaling or just anything, mixed media, you're going to love those.
So choose any 3 for $14.97. I believe there are a few more on the website as well. There's a couple more you can choose between, so not just those 4. Can we show those? Yeah, OK, we'll pop them up on the screen so you can see them. So here we go. Look, here are the... there we are, there's your pick and mix. So let's have a look at the designs that you can choose. So there's actually 2, 4, 6 of them. There's a Moroccan one, the flower trellis. They're the ones that are in the kit today, the main bundle.
Yeah, the Moroccan and the flower trellis you've actually got in the kit, but if you're not buying the kit, then obviously they're there for you separately. OK, so they are there as a pick and mix if you want them. Thank you, Nikki, for now. OK.
Back with Nikki a bit later on, but we're over to Lou for the demo, so choose any 3 of those for less than £15. So you've known Nikki for how long?
All since Polka Doodle started, so that was May 2009, yeah.
Wow.
9, 10 years.
It seems longer than 10 years that I've known Nikki, but...
Yeah.
It seems like I've known you for years and years and years. Yeah, forever.
And it's been a great growth seeing how the company started with, like, the CDs. Well, actually, you did decoupage sheets as well, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then the CDs, and then going on to the paper kits. And Polka Doodles have always done stamps, which I don't think everybody's always been aware of until recently.
And great quality stamps as well.
Well, yeah, nice and thick.
Right, what we're doing firstly?
Right, we're going to have a play with a mixture of some of the stamps and the Moroccan stencil to create a free background, as it were. Sometimes with stencils, I know you can put them down with stencil tape. People get concerned that if they run underneath, you don't get a crisp image. But that's not the look I'm trying to go for here.
Right, OK.
In fact, if you can make a mistake, the better, probably. I'm using the Eyes Ink inks, because I find them easier to work with. Yeah, and I'm not even going to...
The jury's out whether it's Eyes Ink or Is Ink.
Oh.
Because John always used to say Is Ink, because he was told by the manufacturers that's how to say it. But until he was told that, he always said Eyes Ink, so...
If I was going to do it phonetically at school, I'd do the I first.
Yeah, me too.
OK.
It doesn't really matter, they're great inks. That's all that matters.
OK, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a random background, and I'm not trying to fill in the whole of the pattern. I'm just putting the colour where I'd like the different colour to be. And I'm not even going darker in some places. OK. And then I'm just going to move the stencil slightly, because as you can see, it does leave the pattern there. I'm just going to move it. I'm not even going to clean it, which is a bonus.
How do you clean your stencils when you do clean them?
I just use soapy water.
Right. It all comes off.
Yeah. Well, and cold water even. Doesn't have to be warm. And I'm just going to go over with a contrast colour. I'll move the ink pad nearer, probably be easier.
Very nice.
So I'm just going for a layered look. Just to do 2 complementary colours. So...
And if anyone wants that colour, just to...
It is Cassis.
Cassis, because they do have fantastic names.
Yeah, they do. You feel like...
And what was the other colour?
The other colour is Miel.
Miel. Okay.
That's when your French accent isn't very good then, isn't it? Something you feel like you should be saying it in a better French accent. And that is all I'm going to do with the stencil for the background, is just keep it as simple as that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to add the frame. In the sentiment set, it looks like one of the sentiments is actually embedded in a frame, and it's not. It's separate, so you get the sentiment plus a frame.
I like that, because it means, you know, obviously not always is that sentiment going to be appropriate, whereas the frame you can use on its own.
And the frame actually makes fantastic backgrounds, and it's a nice size. And the sentiments in there are all different sizes, so you could put small, large. There's a couple of sentiments in there that you can actually layer up, so you can actually double the amount of wordage you want to use.
Right. I've got to let you know, though, the big set, the big bundle that's on the screen, nearly a third of the stock is gone. It's only been on air for 15 minutes, so it's proving very popular at £37.10. That's the freedom price. If you want to split it into 2 payments, it is £18.55 to spend today, and then £18.55 in 4 weeks, which is actually less than if you buy just 3 of the stamp sets on Pick and Mix. I know it's only a 1 payment thing, but you're actually forking out less today to get the whole collection home.
And all I'm going to do with the frame is just randomly stamp. I'm not thinking about where I'm going with it. So it creates its background, quite a simple, straightforward background. very easily.
See, I would never have thought of doing something like this. This is why we got people like Lou coming in, because I would have just thought of that as just being a frame to put a sentiment in and leave it at that. But using it as a background, why
I mean, yeah, and if you overlap them, you can then make a longer borders. Yeah. And you've still got here, these don't have to be a frame for a sentiment. There are smaller images in each of the stamp sets that you could actually use the frame to frame those smaller images as well, if you wanted to do quick and easy cards. All right, I'm going to then take the butterfly. I think this is one from Sending Wishes, because there's 2 butterflies.
What, in the big bundle?
Yeah, in the big bundle.
Sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the. There's 2 different stamp sets, each with a bus.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp. So this goes back to me saying using the stamps to even be framed.
Yeah, why not?
As an image. And I'm just going to add them.
Yeah.
And
you don't always need a verse.
We will use a verse, but no, you don't always need a verse. Okay. And I'm just going to quickly wipe that down. In case Leonie's watching these other biodegradable ones.
Oh, good. She will be pleased.
I'm just going to go back to the cassis.
Yeah, Leonie, bless her. She has been on a mission with her wet wipes, which is not a bad thing.
No, it isn't, no. Especially it was in the news this morning as well, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. They're pulling out a big white berg, not a fat berg. Okay. So I've just used a very small portion of actually what you get in the different stamps just to create my background.
And also another thing about the stamp set and the collection today is, you know, this is classic crafting, isn't it? Flowers and butterflies are never going to be unfashionable or out of date.
No. I mean, if you wanted to take it another step forward, you could get one of the sentiment stamps and you could then stamp the sentiments in between, and that could be your background. If you didn't want to actually put a sentiment on it, use one of the different sentiments.
Good idea.
So that's going to be my background, and then I'm just going to stamp up some of the other parts of it. When I create, I normally just have a piece of card and I stamp absolutely everything I want on one piece of card. Otherwise I'm dreadful for losing them. So I'm just going to do another frame. And in the sentiment set there is this frame, but there's also the smaller frame.
Let me reach over and here we are. I'll show you what you've got. If I hold them up against my shirt, it's probably going to stand out a bit better. There we go. So there's the one that Lou's using. Oops. There's the other one.
And that is, again, is a separate...
yeah, You're in My Thoughts isn't actually attached.
No. So they're my sets, as you can see. They come away.
Yeah. And you've also got... what else have we got there? Enjoy the little moment. Feel better soon. Congratulations. You're in our thoughts. Life is wonderful. Celebrate and enjoy it. Thinking of you. Love the fonts. There's lots of different fonts there. Excellent. Good.
Different font for a different occasion, depending on what you want them to be. I mean, I had a count up, and I think, including all the sentiments that are in the actual stamps as well, the flowers and the butterflies and everything, there is 20 sentiments in total. So you get that stamp sheet, plus there's additional sentiments. So you've actually got a whole host of events.
And I love the fact that you know, Nikki and Lou bring us the big bundle, which obviously is the best value. But if you don't want to go for that, if you don't want necessarily the papers and the stencils as well, you can just opt for 3 sets of the stamps if you want to, or individually. But then you do pay a little bit more if you buy them on their own.
Yeah. Right, so I'm just printing out a couple of the flowers.
How crisp is that?
Absolutely. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It really
Very
is.
sharp.
And I'm actually not, this is one of the sentiments from one of the stamp sets. And if I stamp it, I'm just going to put it on this one. And it says, sending every wish in the world.
Well, that could be for any occasion, couldn't it? For any, you know, any reason, to be honest.
Well, it covers everything, really, sort of thing.
Happy and sad and everything in between.
Okay, I'm going to use my inks just to watercolour. And I'm not being overly fussy with my watercolouring, I must admit.
So these again are the Eyes Ink inks, of which you'll find all of the colourways on the website.
yeah, then they you've got the 2 different types, and also the matching in the spray bottles as well.
Right, yeah.
If you wanted something a little bit more intense.
I didn't realise you could paint with them, but I suppose...
Well, they're dye-based.
Yeah.
And they are. They're great. They're great for making backgrounds. The other thing I like about them is they dry if you do it lightly like that, slightly less intense. So you can create both a darker background or a lighter one. Right. Now, for people who really love colouring, I mean, you can sit there and go into as much depth you like, because Nikki's drawn in where all the different parts are for shading if you wanted to add more detail.
And although that's just one colour ink pad, you have got like different graduation of intensity, haven't you?
I mean, it depends on how much or a little water you add as well. If you let it dry, and then you can add more colour if you wanted to.
Right.
Okay.
Brilliant.
As they're wet, I'm not going to cut them out. I have been very good, she says, and done them in advance. But I just want to say, I mean, they are really easy images if you do hand cut them out.
Well, you do what I do. You leave like about a 1 mil or 2 mil edge around it in white.
Nikki and I have that debate.
I'm rubbish at cutting it.
She cuts to the edge. I leave a border. I just find it because it's quicker. If I'm being honest, it's quicker.
That's the reason I do it like that.
Sort of thing. And all I've done is I've coloured them exactly the same way, and I've just cut them out. As I said, they're really nice, straightforward, simple designs to actually do. I'll extend that sentiment. And then I'm going to make up the card. Take my pin out.
Good old cosmic shimmer.
Yep.
That's the glue, which you'll find on the website as well.
No, I've got it the right way.
At least you checked it. Not many people I know check and then think, oops, done it the wrong way.
I favour tent-fold cards, which means the crease is at the top, not at the side, and that's where I get caught out. There's no particular reason why I do, but I just do. So that's going to be my background, just sitting on there.
Now, the bundle is proving to be very, very popular. Over a third of the entire stock has gone. It's only been on air not even half an hour yet. And there are 2 shows today, another one at 2 o'clock this afternoon scheduled. So if you want to get the bundle, that's where you get the best value and you pay the least amount of money. $18.55 is all you pay today for the 4 stamp... Is it 4 stamp sets or 5? 5, isn't it? 5 stamp sets, plus, of course, the paper pad and the 2 stencils as well, all working together really nicely. And it's £2, 1 today, 1 in 4 weeks.
Even though I've cut them out, I just wanted to quickly demonstrate how quick the images are. And I'm not using a small pair of delicate scissors.
No, you're not.
I find I cut myself if I use anything too small.
Oh, really?
So that was just that one, done very quickly. And it's not... There is the curve on there. I mean, I won't cut all of this one out because I've got one already done. But this one is exactly the same. They're really fluid, easy designs to cut out.
Actually, none of the shapes are hard to cut out, I don't think.
No, I mean, some of the flowers will take you a little bit longer, but then that depends on how much detail you want to go into with your cutting. If you want to go around every single leaf. But if you look at the designs and the way they've been drawn, you can leave lots of white space, because I know people do like white space. So I've just cut them out really, really quickly and didn't take long at all. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer up a few bits and pieces. So I've taken that, and to match in with the butterfly, I've actually just overstamped with the same butterfly image. And I'm just going to layer them up. But I do love a bit of vellum.
Right. Just adds a bit of class, doesn't it?
Also, it's a great way, if you make a background and it's just too strong, rather than bin it, if you suddenly put a piece of vellum over it, mutes it.
Yeah, good
point. You're not then getting rid of something. So all I'm going to do is I want to do a piece of vellum like that. I want to do one of the sentiment blocks, and then I've just cut myself some strips which I'm going to colour to lay the top. And once I've done all that, I'm actually then going to put another piece of vellum to knock it back even further, so then the flowers become the focal point.
I would never have thought of introducing vellum onto that card, but it does make a big difference.
It's a great way, as I said, if you make something and it's, you know, it's too in your face, if that's how you feel and you're not comfortable with it, it is a great way of making something look a little bit smoother.
It's doing 2 things. It's muting the colour down, but it's also adding a different texture to it too. And also you can charge a bit more for your card as well.
There is that. It's also a situation that you could cut out a square and have this as a vellum instead of acetate, and this could be your background inside your card, leaving a space to actually someone to write their sentiment.
Nice.
So there's another way of doing it as well. So I'm going to use exactly the same colours as I did before, so it all matches in.
And these little finger daubers as well, they're on the website too. You'll find those. You probably find them actually where you see the inks actually.
Yeah.
They'll be in the same
They're just
department on the website.
I mean, I do use the other, you know, like the Tim Holtz ones. I just find these quicker. Really, really quick. So, because vellum is not very good with glue, I'm going to work out where I'd like to place this first, and then I can stick that down, and then that gives me a place to put the vellum, the glue this side.
Right, okay.
So it then doesn't...
So what, you'd see the glue through the vellum normally, would you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this on the top. Even though I'm multi-layering, it also gives me a place when I put the next layer of vellum where I'd like it to go, so I can multi-layer. I will cut off anything over the edge. Right, and I'm just going to put my banners just to bring in the other colours, as you can see. It's just a way of layering up.
We're certainly using techniques and, you know, products that I wouldn't have thought of putting on the same card. Certainly.
I know people are conscious when it comes to sending that about layering, and you can. I could have masked off and I could have made it one layer, but sometimes it's nice to have the extra elements on the tactile parts on it. And because I've glued that in place now, I've got somewhere I can stick that straight away.
Excellent.
And the glue won't show through.
Because vellum and parchment doesn't like liquid, does it? Doesn't like
no,
moisture.
it can curl up. It can get... So I've got that going to sit there as my sentiment panel. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add another piece of parchment along there. And my sentiment is going to go in the middle, so I can still see the one behind, but I've got this one standing out. Excellent.
We will remind you of what's in the show again in a couple of seconds, in case you missed the very beginning.
So I've got that sitting there like that.
And then another place to put your glue.
Yep. And then that can sit on there. And then I'm just going to add my flowers.
Oh, these are perfect spring-like flowers, aren't they? Coloured in yellow.
I think the yellow, yeah. And then I can just add my flowers over the top. I mean, in all the sets as well, you do get leaf stamps as well, so I could have easily stamped some leaves and added those on top. I'm just going to layer. Oh, let's do that one going that way. And then I've just stamped up one of the butterflies. And it's exactly the same colour as before, and I've cut it out. Again, it's another easy shape to cut out, because like the little antennae are here, so you don't even have to go around them if you don't want
not
to.
At all. Then a little thin strip of double-sided foam.
Which is not playing fair.
Never does.
It will come off, she says. Otherwise,
10 times harder to get the backing of foam on air than it is at home.
It's also, I cut into a pad. I'm going to rip it off and use glue. I was getting frustrated. And I'm just going to use the butterfly to go there, and it hides my gluing from where I did the flowers.
Perfect. A very different and very beautiful card using the main bundle, the main kit, that lots of you are going for, actually. Trim off the waist.
Yep, maybe if I'd have done that, but that's fine. And I can trim off the waist and pull the butterfly wings up.
Perfect.
And one finished card.
There it is. As Lou said before, she likes to do her like 10-fold cards, so there it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Lots of different techniques in there that I wouldn't have thought of doing, but that works a treat. It looks lovely, really does. Okay, so if you want to join the Freedom Club to get that particular price, to get the benefit, then this is what you need, or this is what you can look forward to receiving, actually. You need Freedom membership, so that is 888 That's the item number for your membership. It's only $6.97. That's what you'll be charged on a credit or a debit card. And then you'll get all of your postage taken care of. No P&P will be charged to you, whether you're watching Hochanda or you're buying something from Craft Price Drop or whatever. No P&P chargeable at all, and that's on every single thing that you buy as long as you're a Freedom member. Membership lasts a month. You get discounts on certain items, like the item that we're showing you today, the brand new bundle from Polka Doodles. You've got the members badge and also a monthly newsletter as well. So if you're not a member, or you realise that your membership's lapsed or whatever and you'd like to rejoin, just order 888 £6.97. Now in half an hour, nearly 40% of the entire stock of this big bundle has gone brand new from Nikki and Polka Doodles. There are actually 5 stamp sets, and they are available as a pick and mix where you can choose any 3, but to be honest, when you consider that that will actually be more than the first flexi payment, most of you are going for the big bundle because it makes sense. And they're timeless designs. They really are lovely images. And you designed all these, yeah?
I did, yes, yeah. I designed these. I mean, I just love florals and botanicals, and I kind of I think my style of artwork is always kind of like with a slight whimsical twist on everything. So don't ask me what flowers they are. They're kind of, you know, they're just kind of random flowers. But when I design them, I like to actually design them in a way that I know you're going to be able to layer them up if that's what you want. I love layers. And, you know, sometimes I'll do a really flat card. That one there was one of mine. And it was just absolutely flat. But then a lot of the time I like to actually add extra layers on and build the layers. And I think that really gives you a wow factor. And then you can put them onto canvases and do shadow boxes and things like that.
I love the fact as well that the packaging has actually got the images coloured in. So if you are a novice, or you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, or how intense to make that colour, or how much shade should be there, or whatever, you can actually copy the colours that Nikki's done on the front of the packaging, or you can go your own way. Because they're made up flowers anyway, there's no colour rules.
Yeah, that's it. And that's really important. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I actually do that. Because when I used to go shopping for craft, you know, when I'd be looking at things in the shops and I didn't know, I couldn't see them because all you can see is a black and white image. So having that colour reference there actually helps you visualise what you're actually going to make with it.
It does.
So we always try and do that. And also it gives you a guide for colouring then as well.
And as well as the stamps, where you get all 5 sets, you're also going to get 2 of the fantastic square stencils, and they have just got so many uses. OK, we inked through them, or Lou did a few minutes ago, but think of all your texture pastes, all your different techniques, your spritzing, all that sort of thing you can do with those. And they are lovely images. And again, they're not going to date, they're classic. And then you get the paper pad, which is there as well. Loose leaf paper pad. They're all 6 by 6, I think, aren't they?
They are, yeah, 6 by 6.
And there's 32 designs, or 32 pages.
So you've got 8 designs and 4 of each. And these are just kind of really classic ones that you're going to get a lot of use out of. Really nice backgrounds, again, that will kind of combine with the stencils. So again, everything was designed as a whole kit, so it'll all work together. But nice, kind of quite muted colours in there, but colours that you're going to be able to use every day as well. And then,
you've got some cards there.
Shall we show some samples?
Let's do it.
I'm going to let you do it because you can do it better.
I don't think so.
I was pointing the wrong way. I can't go backwards.
Oh, your design team. How many are in your design team now? Quite a few? Or?
Well, these we do have a lot of people in the design team, but this was actually 3 of us that made the samples this time. So it was Lou, myself, and then Claire as well. So thanks to Claire as well. But, you know, kind of like lots of different techniques going on with some of these. Again, you know, using the vellum again, and just...
As a wrap.
Yeah, and, you know, something like that doesn't have to take a long time, but it looks like it took a long time. And then Claire did this one. This is literally using the stencil from the Pick and Mix, so the magical grasses. And then they just add in some butterflies into it as well. And then this is really pretty.
Oh, a calendar.
Yeah, and a calendar there, so just to give you a completely different, you know, it might not be the time of year for doing your calendars, but just think about it. And then I really like this one because this has got like a completely different look. I keep thinking that's a leaf turned over and it's not, it's a little heart. I think I need to put my glasses on.
I love it. I really love all of them. And you know what? Yeah, when you're buying stamps to make your cards from, obviously in the back of your mind, if you do sell your cards, which most of you probably do, you're thinking, OK, I want to make this as appealing as possible to as many people as possible. Who doesn't love and appreciate butterflies and flowers?
And one thing, sorry, I was just pointing at that because I just wanted to say, Louise was talking about the frame from the Sentiment.
Right.
That is actually one of the frames.
Oh, right.
So it will create little shutters and hinges.
It looks like a terracotta
windows.
pot or something,
yeah,
doesn't it?
it does, yeah. You could turn it the other way around, so really versatile.
Brilliant. OK. Well, if you want this, then it is 40% gone and possibly more than that now because we've been talking for a few minutes. But $18.55, very, very busy for it. That's your first Freedom Flexi payment. And then the final payment comes off your card this time next month, £18.55. But you'll have 5 new steps of polka doodle stamps. You'll have the fantastic paper pad and you'll have 2 new stencils to enjoy too. OK, now also, we've got, of course, a great offer on these papers. Now, what was the GSM on those again, Nikki?
250.
So they're really good quality papers.
Yeah, so these are all printed in the UK. It's 250-gram cardstock, but it's very silky and smooth, so it gives you such a lovely finish. Like you said earlier, great for taking your inks. So if you like to ink the edges, you can do that. But, you know, there's lots of space in here for you to also stamp. Because that's what this was created for. They are toppers in their own right, and you can literally just cut them out and put them on a card and make some really quick cards.
And there are 5 elements on each sheet, and you're going to get 48 sheets. So we've worked out that that is going to make you 240 cards from an initial investment of just $19.99. This is a buy one, get one half price deal. You should be paying $39.98 for this, and you're paying nowhere near half the price today. So think of it as a half price offer, think of it as a buy one, get one free. Either way, you're going to get a great deal. And, you know, if you've ever cut toppers out before, or maybe had die cut toppers out that were a little bit flimsy, and you've gone and put them on a card and you thought, oh, they're just too thin, they don't look, you know, they look too cheap. Yeah. This is incredible quality, it really is. Some double-sided foam pads or whatever behind it. It's going to be a really strong, sturdy topper on your card. A quarter of the stock has now gone on this. $19.99 gets you the whole lot, everything there and there, so 48 sheets in total. And of course, no P&P if you're a Freedom Club member. 324185. Now these inks, give us some ideas, Nikki, how we'd use these inks.
Well, I would use these for actually colouring with my flower stamps. So I would kind of have these on a palette, like I said before. You know, if you take your little pipette and you just literally need to just add, I would only add maybe 1-2 drops onto a painting palette or onto a piece of acetate maybe. I often use like the acetate off the back of the stamps,
right,
because you can wipe it off after you finish.
Or glass mat.
Yeah. So I just use them like that, and then these are acrylic, so they're going to take a lot of water. So all you need to do is literally just add the water, use a brush. You could use a water brush if you wanted to, and then you can actually get the dilution that you want. But less is more, because they're very concentrated colours. And because they are, you might look at these colours and go, oh, they're a bit boring, they're a bit basic, but they are basic primary colours, which means that you can mix whatever colour you want. So just think about the colours that you used to mix when you were at primary school. You know, we all learnt that red and blue make purple.
Totally.
You know, yellow, if we got, yellow and green is going to make you a much more lighter green, more of a leafy green. So perfect for using with all of your stamps. You could use it with your masks as well. I would, if I was going to do that, I would like maybe you could use your sponge daubers easily, or you know, you might have something else like the applicators or even a baby wipe, and actually dab them through the stencils.
And also De La Rowney are a really well-known brand as well, so you know the quality is going to be there. And now they're $31.99 for all 6, but you heard Nikki say a little bit really does go a long, long way. You'll find you use next to nothing, so they'll last you probably months, if not years. I would have thought these. So,
they will. You'll have them forever.
Yeah.
It's a one-time purchase, really. I don't think I'm quite heavy usage on things like this, and it's the sort of thing that I would just have, and in 10 years' time I'll still be using them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, $31.99 for all 6. That's $739,528. Now the stencils we got for you, the 2 stencils that are in the bundle are also available in the pick and mix. Okay, so these are the other 4. So there's 6 available in the pick and mix. Choose any 3 for just $14.97. So they're only $4.99 each, which is pretty impressive. Now you've got the one down the end there. That's the hanging basket one, which what I thought was like an ink bottle, but it's not. It could be. It's a little tag to put into the flower flower pot, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can, again, personalise that with a verse if you want to, or it could be a speech bubble if you wanted to use it like that. But you've got the hanging basket, you've got the wonderful, the kind of, what do you call it, like a planter?
Yeah, it's like an urn, isn't it? And then kind of like the one down in the bottom corner, I think it's kind of like a water, you know, like you could make a water feature,
yes,
and do it with that. So these
bird bath.
Yeah, bird bath, yeah. So you can just layer all of these elements up, and you can create what you want with them. And I'm sure you'll see lots of other shapes. Turn them upside down, you know, you can do a lot of different things with this.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's one of them. The other three that are here as well, obviously we've got the Moroccan one that we used a few minutes ago in the bundle, that's there as well. But there you've got that lovely foliage, you've got the butterflies, the fluttering butterflies. And then the last one at the end is, of course, the one with the timepieces on it. And the hands you can put to whatever time is relevant. What else is there? We've got, is that a splodge?
Yeah, so this one, actually, you can layer this again. So this one, again, gives you the background of the clock. So you can actually use the clock here.
I thought it was a splat or something like that.
Yeah, well, you could use it as a splat. You've kind of got it separately here. So you can use it there, and then you can lay the hands on top. Or you can then layer it into this one here as well. So, but just really nice for making, and we actually have some of the sentiments in the main bundle will work perfectly with this because it's about time and moments, that kind of thing. So just a really, really pretty stencil. They're all absolute must-haves, I think.
I think so too. Absolutely brilliant. So you can choose any three for $14.97. If you want all 6 of them, then just order 6, and that'll be just $29.94, I think. 309-885. Thank you, Nikki, for now. Have a little look at the website because all the Is-Inks are there as well. If you want to have a little look, we've got the Is-Ink sprayers as well, the spritzers. There's loads there. Glitter paints, texture pastes as well from Is-Ink. There we've got the Is-Ink primaries there, the pigment inks, the mimosa, the mango, the lotus. Loads of Is-Inks if you want to have a little look on the website. All available and in stock at the moment. Lots of 5-star reviews as well, which is good to know. OK, Lou, second demo.
Second demo. I thought I'd go with this demo a bit old school, a bit something we used to do many, many, many years ago. And sometimes I don't think we forget different techniques. And it is using your dies, but using them in a different way. We're used to cutting things out and then layering our dies on top. And it's an illusion of creating a one-layer card, but we're using the dies to do it.
Right.
I'll explain. So, yeah, I'm using the huge, beautiful flower from the Pretty Perfect stamp set.
And again, this can be any flower you want it to be, so there's no restriction on colour or anything like that.
No. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around that way. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to stamp it nearer to the top and slightly to one side. So I'm just going to put some even pressure.
Of course, these stamps will work on any stamping platform that's on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
They stamp, they stamp crisply. But then it depends on what look you want. If it doesn't come out as dark as you want it, you can think of a different way of doing it. You can suddenly make it look lighter, or if you're quick enough, put some embossing powder on. So that's the image, and I'm using pencil, so I want mine quite muted. Now, what I've done is, these are Nikki's dies that she brought out a while back, stitch circles. And what I'd like to do is, I'd like to actually create an aperture, but still keep the flower intact.
Right.
So all I'm going to do is, I'm trying to work out how much I want to keep in. I'm going to do, that's it, is I'm just going to draw around with my pencil. And where I've drawn around with my pencil, that is where the die would sit. So when I put it, when I'll explain in a moment, when I put it back through, that is my placement for the die.
Yeah, got you.
All I'm going to do then is I would then just cut away. So I'm going to use scissors rather than a craft knife. I just trust myself a bit more. And I'm not going to do it fussily the first time I do it. I just need to be able to cut around so I can put the die back in place. Oh, open the scissors would be a help.
I love these scissors as well. They're the sprung-loaded ones, aren't
they? Yeah. And they can get in and around, and they're quick. Mine are a bit gunked up,
I think Pergamano do these scissors. If you want to find them on the website, they'll be under Pergamano, I'm sure.
And then all I'm going to do is I am going to go around this one just a little bit more. Coming in from the back.
Now the bundle is creeping up to half stock gone. There are 2 shows scheduled, so it's looking like it's going to be a complete sellout. So if you do want this big bundle, order it sooner rather than later, because if you leave it to the second hour, it may be an early sellout, I think.
Right, so I have in this instance just cut round that last flower. And I'm just going to roughly cut round here. And I'm just going to cut up to the leaf. Now, after you die cut it, you would then go round in obviously a lot more detail. So, what happens, because I've got this pencil line here, I can now slide my die underneath. Well, if I cut that bit away, line it up with my pencil line, and that would then go through your machine.
Right.
And the only pieces that are cut is where the die is touching the actual card here.
So it leaves the flower intact?
Yeah, because that part of the die hasn't got anything to do. My advice, though, is before you do this, is if you colour, because you could be left with a slight emboss from where the die is. So, in good Blue Peter fashion, I have done one before. So, taking it from there, I've then just gone round the leaves a little bit more detail, okay? I even cut away this part of the flower here and had it freer. So you can, if you didn't want to, you could even cut the leaves away if you didn't want to do that way. So I've now been left with an aperture that I can actually use or put through my card, and it's still one layer, but it looks like I've got dimension. I'm going to use pencils to colour mine, and I'm going for, I suppose I'll quite blue and, I like blue and craft together, or pink and craft together.
Yeah, that works. Very nice colour combination.
Yeah.
And again, this is a technique maybe you've not really thought of doing. Other dies that you've got in your collection already, look at them in a different way and think, oh, I could do that aperture technique that Lou's done with
rectangle dies, square dies. It is, like you say, it's looking at them in a different way, and it's extending them in a different way as well. And I think we all learn lots of wonderful techniques years ago, and we forget.
Well, things move on.
We've done.
New techniques and new products come out, and we tend to sometimes forget about the classics, don't we?
We do, and it's a shame. It's nice to bring them back every now and then. I'm not going to colour really, really fancifully.
Do you craft every day when you're at home, or?
9 times out of 10, yes. Yeah. Even if it's just... I doodle my ideas out into a notebook, so even if it's just doodling ideas out, I'll do that. But yeah, I do. Also, I'll actually, if I don't make anything, I'll actually stamp out. So like when Nikki sent me all of these, it was like 5 pieces of white cards, stamp absolutely everything out, and then I cut them out. Right. But I use them then as templates when I make my cards up, because I've actually got the layers to play with, so I can work out what I want to use and not use.
I know someone that always, when they buy a stamp, always makes a mask out of each stamp as a matter of course, so they can do like dimension and get, you know, flowers behind flowers, that sort of thing. Yeah. That's the first thing they do when they open up the packet.
I would like to say I was that organised, but I'm definitely not that. That's a very good idea, though. Yeah.
It's like, and you're getting two things out of one stamp.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to colour these in. I said I'm not looking at doing lots of shading. I would spend, obviously, a little bit more time at home than I am here. And then I'm just going to colour in the last flowers.
Are those pencils water-soluble or not? Are they,
no, they're just wax-based. Right. I ruin my water-soluble ones by using them with water directly on, which I know you shouldn't.
The water's gone up the core of the pencil.
I know you shouldn't, but you do. Now, the background flower there, I'm not going to do any more colour. All I've done is taken the lightest blue and worked my way in, because, in good fashion, I've actually stamped out the same flower, but this time I've just cut out the main element and I've coloured it, because I am going to layer it, so it'll go on top. Okay?
Yep, lovely.
I've also stamped out some of the butterflies and another frame. Explain. And my new in thing at the moment, vellum. I do love vellum.
Is that vellum or parchment? Or
this is vellum, but this is a heavyweight vellum.
When does vellum become parchment, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm not...
Parchment's always a lot thicker, isn't it? I know, but, yeah.
I'm not au fait with it. I just use it as I like to use it. And I'm going to create a shaker card, but with little or no dimension. So we're not putting on layers and layers of foam, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick one part of my vellum here. Now, if you don't want your gluing to show through vellum, you can always die cut yourself a frame, and then you could cover, you know, on the inside of your card. But I'm not really worried. I am just going to spread my glue out, though.
I've got about 4 minutes left.
Oh,
on the show,
sorry,
so is that all right?
Yeah, I'll go quick.
I don't know how long the demo's going to take. But...
No, hopefully not too much longer. Right, so, and then the idea is this will go on the top so you can see through, but I'm going to put another piece of the vellum behind.
You're right, it does work, that colour combination with the craft card works really nicely.
That or a pink, a nice strong pink works as well. And all I've done is I've just used circle dies again. You don't have to, but... So...
And craft card and yellow looks particularly good as well, doesn't it?
Normally when we make a shaker card now, I go around with foam.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I'm just going to go in there. Now, obviously, the glue is a little bit wet now, and I wouldn't normally do this when the glue was wet, but needs much. So all I'm going to do now is just stick this layer on.
And this is nice and chunky as well, as you can see. So
yeah.
Do you get static with vellum? You don't, do you? Because I know sometimes with acetate you can get static in shaker cards.
Yeah, you do. You can a bit with vellum as well, but you can use your anti-static pad if you wanted to. And then all I'm going to do is spread this out a little bit more. I'm going to line those up. So I've got a little bit of the circle showing, border showing behind. Now, obviously, we need the glue to dry on this, but you can see the shaker elements will go. Yeah. But I've got the translucent part, but I haven't got all the weight of a large card.
So I wouldn't have thought of using vellum for shaker cards, but why not?
And what I've done is using the same circle dies, I've just gone over this part here, just in case you're cutting, because we do slip, especially if you don't use tape, which I'm dreadful for at times. Oh, glue on my...
Cosmic shimmer, you just kind of wipe away, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why so many people love it. And it dries clear as well.
Yeah. Normally I would have layered this up on a 3D foam, but we'll do it quickly this way.
Lovely. Now, do remember there's another show at 2 o'clock with more demos from Lou. And Nikki will be there as well. So a couple of shows today featuring this bumper bundle that's brand new. 5 sets of stamps, 2 fantastic stencils and a 32-page paper pack as well. All of that is only $18.55 today on Flexi, and the same again in 4 weeks' time. Half the stock is gone, and we're not even through a complete first hour. So
I would have trimmed this down to make it neater, and you could then stamp your sentiment straight away on there. So that is just, it's made a shaker card, but you haven't got any of the bulk or the layers, and you can put these can go down flat for when you went to send it, sort of thing.
Fantastic. I love it. So 2 great demos from Lou, 2 more to come this afternoon at 2 o'clock then. Again, using the main bundle, this afternoon?
Yes, and I'll try and do a demo with the paper kit.
OK, fantastic. Now, before we go, let's have a little look at the main kit then. That's half stock gone. Nikki, very, very well received. Everybody loves it. 5 stamp sets, as you can see there, with flowers. That's really your kind of thing, isn't it, the flowers?
It is, yeah. I love doing the flowers. Just because they're timeless and you can use them for so many different things.
Sure.
So they're very versatile, as always, with everything that we do. You know, there's quite a lot of thought goes. We don't just pluck an image and then kind of convert it into a stamp. Everything is custom designed. And this is just a really lovely kit that I think you're going to get a lot of use out of. And
such great value for money. And don't forget the paper kit that's in the show as well, which is half price or a buy one get one free. That's just too good to miss out on as well. That's $19.99 if you'd like it, and you're going to get 48 sheets in total with 5 elements on each sheet, so that's 240 cards. That's on the website if you want to have a little look, hochanda.com. Thank you, Lou.
More welcome.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank
See you
you.
at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is what's coming up over the next few hours, though. Lots to look forward to today.